was just consistently 200 innings. Like now, the teams aren't expecting 200 innings out of guys. But looking at his baseball reference, He had the 250. He had a bunch of 220s. Like he was a horse. The guy just went all the time.
Yeah, he was. And 252 career wins. You're not going to see that either.
No.
You're not. In the innings, you're not. They protect these guys, and because they don't go deep, they don't get as many wins. It's just he's a throwback, and it's fun to watch a pitch, and hopefully they light him up.
Which team? Yeah, exactly. Seriously, which team in the NL West right now? Rangers, Astros, Mariners. Which team do you like the most right now?
I still think this Astro team, is the best.
Okay.
And I know they're kind of going through some stuff, and I know Seattle is on fire, and they could get scary if their bats continue. Are they just on a good 3-week stretch? Are they going to swing like this for the next 5 or 6 weeks? If they do, they're going to be in the postseason. I respect Texas, but I just think when it all comes down to it and you start getting into a postseason, you start looking at the matchups, I have a tough time going into a series saying, okay, here we go. Houston versus Texas. Who do you like in the postseason? I think I like Houston.
Yeah.
Houston versus Baltimore. I'll take the experience. Houston versus anybody. I just think it's the experience. Now, we'll see if their arms can stay healthy.
Yeah, that's going to be a big key to it for sure. He's Lou Merlone. He and Will Fleming on the call tonight from Houston. Lou, a pleasure. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
All right, Rich. Take care, pal.
All right, good stuff. You can watch the Red Sox pregame show on Twitch. To watch, go to twitch.tv/Boston WEEI. It is brought to you by Subaru of New England. Don't miss out on a Subaru summer. Make the most of the summer in a brand new 2023 Subaru. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Keys to the game are brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Dare I say defense? How about some good defense from the Red Sox? Not going to hold my breath. It just happens to be, it's not a prediction. It's just a key. If they can not give up extra outs, especially going up against Verlander on the other side. Last night they had an error. They could have been called for more, plus the catcher's interference. So they got to clean that up tonight. Well, again, fingers crossed. Hurry in for the BMW Summer Sales Event and receive a credit of up to $2,000 on select models now through September 4th. For more details, go to bmwcenters.com. Also, which is going to be super cool tonight, Roger Clemens. We mentioned him as sort of a Verlander kind of throwback comp, but Clemens is going to be in the booth with the guys tonight in the second inning. And he's done this before, but if you've missed out on it, you're going to want to pay attention to this. In support of the 21st annual WEEI Ness and Jimmy Fun Radio Telethon coming up Tuesday and Wednesday, August 29th and 30th, Roger Clemens is auctioning off the opportunity to hit live BP against him at Fenway Park. All to benefit the Jimmy Fund and the Roger Clemens Foundation. Bring 9 of your closest friends. Not sure I have 9 friends, but you can maybe get a few other people in there as well. To experience this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the date to be mutually agreed upon between the winner, Roger, and the Red Sox. Prizes include 1 hour of BP with Roger Clemens on the Fenway Park field, lunch for the group, and behind-the-scenes VIP tour. Roger will also autograph an item for each batter that they bring with them. All right, so here's the important part. Dial 877-738-1234 to place a bid. That's the line to place a bid for the Clemens BP. 877-738-1234. Also important note, starting bid is $5,000. So starting bid $5,000 to that number. Live BP for an hour with Clemens at Fenway. Again, all proceeds to benefit the Jimmy Fund in the fight against cancer and the Roger Clemens Foundation to help children's charities. Tonight's auction will conclude at the end of the 7th. So get your bids in now for this once-in-a-lifetime experience and for a great cause. All right, we're going to hear from the manager, Alex Cora, coming up next on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com. Attention New England, it's Diesel Direct's 25th anniversary as your trusted partner for on-site fueling. Diesel Direct is here to keep you running, whether you're a construction site, a trucking company, or small business. We deliver fuel directly to you. Trust the industry leader with a 25-year track record of excellence. Visit our website at dieseldirect.com or call us at 888-900-7787. Diesel Direct, the nation's largest asset-based mobile fueling company.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Radio BZ4X, Toyota.
Where easy listening goes all electric and accelerating is
Easy peasy.
BZ4X. Toyota. Let's go places.
Verbo Vacation Homes come with 24/7 live support. So if you ever need anything, you can reach a real person in about a minute. Because if it's 4 a.m. and you need assistance, the last thing you want to do is wait to talk to a robot.
Hey, how can I help?
After all, live support is an amenity every vacation home should have. Verbo, private vacation rentals for you and your people.
You want a car that gives you more options, more power, more safety. So why not get an auto loan that gives you more too? Like $200 more. That's the cash bonus you get on an MSGCU auto loan of $10,000 and up. Plus, you get more personalized guidance and great loan rates that help you afford more car. Because more is what you get from your financial champion. We're open to all Michiganders. Visit msgcu.org/loan offer for details.
Odyssey's I'm Listening is our commitment to more mental health conversations. Here's Corey Taylor of Slipknot on getting the help you need.
When people feel like they can't get any help, that's when they isolate and that's when they hurt themselves. Find what works. If it's medication, it's medication. If it's therapy, it's therapy. If it's both, it's both. But don't be afraid to try both. You know, there's nothing wrong with admitting that you need help.
Talk saves lives. For more mental health conversations, visit imlistening.org.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing.
But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Are you sick and tired of paying high prices for Continental tires? Then get to Town Fair Tire for the lowest price you'll find anywhere. Yes, the guaranteed lowest price on every Continental tire. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. Think about it. Why look anywhere else for Continental tires when Town Fair gives you the guaranteed lowest price plus free services for life? Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Radio BZ4X, Toyota.
Where easy listening goes all electric. And we're taking your requests. Hello, caller. What can we play for you?
Hi, first-time caller, long-time listener. I'd love to hear something with an easy driving beat.
Coming right up.
Woo!
The all-electric BZ4X. Electric made easy beasy. Toyota. Let's go places.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Jones and Mego, weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Back here on the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Red Sox looking to bounce back after their loss last night as they play the second of 4 with the Astros in Houston. And before every game, we interview Red Sox manager Alex Cora. It's brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and their Discover Summer Sales event. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover your best summer ever with Ford.
Game 2 with the Houston Astros with the manager Alex Cora. A lot going on today. Moves, we'll get into those. The return of Tanner Houck. Last night was just one of those nights, Alex. I heard you say after the game, just flush it, take a mulligan. Seemed like with Javier on the mound, you guys had a lot of chances maybe early to kind of put the game in a different place.
Yeah, I mean, we grinded with him. He wasn't sharp. We had traffic the whole time. We just didn't get the big hit, right? First and second, no outs. Doogie hits a line right to right. Rafi strikes out. Masa hits a fly ball. It was one of those, a weird one. We had a lot of opportunities. Even when the game was 7-3, 7-4, we felt like offensively we can, produce runs, but it just didn't happen. We didn't play good defense. I think that was the what happened yesterday. Pax, I think his stuff was okay. He battled, but we gave those guys too many chances, and that's what they do. They take advantage of it.
There's not a lot a manager can do to improve defense. I mean, your personnel is what it is, but I know you have conversations with Carlos and Ramon and everybody about, what you can do for this last month. Are there any thoughts about how to prevent nights like last night defensively?
I mean, if people want to send suggestions to the show, they can do that. But I think we've done, a lot of things, first step, reaction stuff, live fungos. We tried all, and it hasn't happened consistently yet. You see flashes of playing good defense, but for me, and I know there's a stat flowing around the last 3 years as far as outs above average. For me, it's like routine plays. Those are the ones we have to make. In 18, we were in the rangiest team on earth, with Xander and Brock, Mitch, Rafi, Eduardo, but we made the routine plays. And at this level, the ones that are right at you, you make those. The other ones, all depends who you are, right? And sometimes we're going to be more rangy at shortstop, others we're going to be limited. But I think you make the routine plays and you'll be okay.
With Rafi, you've been down this road with him before. How do you handle it? Because he's so hard on himself defensively, and it seems like then he starts to think more, and that's when these things kind of snowball on him. How do you approach him specifically?
I talked to him, and for how erratic, quote unquote, he's been, he's actually been better coming into the ball and to his left. The last two to his left, the one against Gleyber Torres in New York, and I think yesterday was Altuve to his left. The throw to first was amazing. Casas a lot better at picking throws up at first base than early in the season. So we just got to keep reminding him, he's a good defender. He got good feet, good hands, good arm. You just, you got to turn the page in certain plays, even the good ones, right? You make a good one, turn the page, be ready for the next one. You don't complete a play, stop the play, move on from that one and be ready.
You have kind of a crazy ability to predict things, Alex, both in games and before games. And there was something about the way you talked about Adam Duvall yesterday before the game that you sensed big things were coming for him. And sure enough, first inning, 3-run bomb, 3 hits. What did you see to know that maybe this was coming?
It just the at-bats, there was an at-bat in New York, a 2-2 count, slided down and away. We thought it was a ball. It was called a strike, but he wasn't out in front. He saw it well. He took it. Junior called it a strike, and
a lot of things strikes.
And then it's just a matter of understanding who the player is. And there's a place that I don't know if he was here last year, but there's some fun memories for him here. And he didn't miss that one. He put a good swing on the last one. We just gotta make sure we take care of him. He's been playing. Yesterday was hot here, and although we were inside, so just keep the energy up. But there's a reason he's here. He creates balance in that lineup. They don't have a lefty in their bullpen, but still, it's the flow of the game, the RBI at bats. Doogie and Rafi and JT, they're gonna create traffic out there, and hopefully we can cash in with Adam and Tristan.
What changed from yesterday to last night with Jaron that made you know you needed to put him on the IL?
Yeah, I mean, just the timing just feels like it was going to take more than this series, maybe going to the Dodger series. So he had an MRI today. We don't have the results, but we have to protect him because that's what he does, And, if you ask the people in New York, right, where they're going with Judge right now, although that's not his game, but he's a good defender in right field. And then you have to, create balance, He's DHing, he's playing right, the off days, whatever. So I think the best thing we can do is unplug him for a little bit. We don't know how long it's going to take. He feels actually better today, and hopefully something that is a few days, and he'll be back with us as soon as possible.
You always take a real business-like approach to the conversations that are hard with guys who are going down to make room. And last night you had to have one of those with Chris Murphy, who has been excellent for your team, and he did you a big solid the way he pitched, how long he went yesterday. I know Chris was emotional about, the news, not being a part of this thing for the next week or so. What did you say to him, and how did he take it?
Yeah, the one yesterday, there's no sugarcoat. This is where we at roster-wise. Just stay ready. You did an outstanding job this whole time. Get your rest, be ready for your next outing, and we'll see what happens in the future. You cannot promise guys that they're coming back here, but they understand where we at in the month, and where we at as an organization, and the decisions are getting tougher because the talent is a lot better than the last few years, and we do believe we're in a good spot. Obviously, playing these guys 6 more times in the next 9 days with all the righties, I think we're better off where we at right now. With the Dodgers, we'll mix and match. Probably a lefty will start against them, so they'll do their whole platoon advantage stuff. But he did well. He did well, threw the ball well yesterday. The 2 homers at the end, the one Diaz hit, I don't even know how he hit it, but he threw strikes. He kept us in the game, and he reset our bullpen. And because of that, we're in a better spot today.
We saw Wilyer Abreu in spring training, and you talked about the quality of the at-bat all year at AAA yesterday. What are the latest reports? We know the power's in there, Alex. I mean, we've seen that firsthand. How about the defense and the overall at-bat?
Yeah, he has a cannon. He has good instincts. He makes good decisions in the outfield. He has played the 3 of them. When he plays here, he's going to play center field. Offensively, very similar to Manu, kind of like controls the strike zone. That's something they preach in the other side, from, the Dominican Summer League all the way to the big leagues, control the strike zone, and he does that. He's not starting today. He flew in this morning, so there's a good chance he'll start tomorrow. And what a story, right? Last year, we were a little bit down because we lost one of our guys, but we got 2 good players, and, there's a chance that one of them, he'll start here and make an impact right away.
I hear from so many young players, Alex, how welcome they feel because of what you did in spring training and from the moment they show up here. Like young players say, it's just remarkable how easy it is to assimilate with your clubhouse. Where did you learn that? I'm sure your time as a player informed that, but why is that so important to you? And like today, what will it be like for Abreu to be here, and how can you make him feel comfortable?
Well, he's here already. He's working, and I told him we'll talk later. Most of the time they come in and they feel like there's going to be this big meeting and all this stuff. We'll go over their stuff when we have time, and there's something that growing up and being a rookie, I did. When I came up, it wasn't easy. And actually, when I got here with the Astros in 2017 as a coach, my first big league experience as a coach, just talking to the guys, talking to Carlos Beltran, and the game has changed, and a lot of young kids are here right away, right? You sign, you're here after 2 years in the minor leagues, and you never know who the Andrew Benintendi or the Rafi Devers is going to be, for you to win a World Series. And one of the things I want to make sure, like, they have a voice when they get here, because at the end of the day, we are all baseball students, and it doesn't matter if you're 18 or 38 or a big league coach or a big league manager. You can always help the team some way, somehow, some way to be better that day in a conversation, just running the bases, playing the game the right way. And we give them the platform, and obviously the veterans that we have the last few years, from Mitch Moreland all the way to Justin Turner, Kenley Jensen, and Chris Martin, they understand that, and they make them feel welcome, and hopefully it works out.
Last thing on Tanner, he returns, gives your rotation a real lift. You said yesterday 75 pitches. Are you going to be watching his body language at all? I mean, it's weird to be back on a big league mound for the first time after taking a line drive off your face. Is that something you're going to be keyed in on?
First things first, it's remarkable that he's going to be pitching a big league game this fast. And second, I'll pay attention. We'll pay attention to a lot of stuff, and hopefully, right away he can throw strikes and give us a chance to win.
I remember Brian Johnson went through a similar thing, and you guys have all these mental skills people and medical staff. But what's that process been like, talking him through the mindset of getting back on a big league mound?
Well, that's for Ray and his group to talk about. But from my end, I still remember that kid saying, "I'm fine. I want to keep pitching," when it happens. So I have no doubts that he'll be ready for this one, and he'll be ready for the rest of the season and hopefully in October.
Thanks so much. Good luck, Alex.
Thank you, Will.
All right, there you go, Alex Cora with Will Fleming. Will and Lou have the call of Sox and Astros coming up. First pitch, 8:10. Time now for the injury report presented by Catches Law Group, New England's personal injury pro since 1986. Catches has won over $2 billion for their injured clients, and you never pay unless Catches wins. Injured, schedule a free legal evaluation by calling 508-321-7000 or at catcheslaw.com. And the news of the day, injury-wise, Jarren Duran has been placed on the 10-day IL with a toe sprain, retroactive to yesterday. All right, we'll get you our bet du jour, look at the pitching matchup, the lineup, and a look around the scores of Major League Baseball, all on the way next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Now is the time to experience America's pastime in a whole new way. Major League Baseball has teamed up with T-Mobile for Business to advance the game with next-gen 5G solutions, going deeper with real-time data visualization, new camera angles that put fans on the field with their favorite players, and even testing an automated ball strike system in the minor leagues. This is the 5G era of baseball. See what we can do for your business at T-Mobile.com/now. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Officially licensed product of MLB Players Incorporated.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Radio BZ4X, Toyota.
Where easy listening goes all electric. And we're taking your requests. Hello, caller. What can we play for you?
Hi, first-time caller, long-time listener. I'd love to hear something with an easy driving beat.
Coming right up. The all-electric BZ4X. Electric made easy beasy. Toyota, let's go places.
The second half of the baseball season is here, and each game means a little bit more. We're talking pennant races and wildcard chases, with each pitch bringing us closer to the playoffs. The free Odyssey app lets you listen to live play-by-play of your local team. So no matter what you're up to, you'll never have to miss another game. Download the free Odyssey app today and keep baseball close by all summer long. That's AUDACY. Odyssey.
When you stay at a Vrbo, the host doesn't stay with you. Because a vacation home with a stranger sounds a little bit like a horror movie. Only whole vacation homes, always private. Book on the Vrbo app.
Here comes the fun at WaterWiz Water Park. Just minutes from Cape Cod. Speed down our all-new slide experience. Splash around in the wave pool. Float down the lazy river. And enjoy delicious new food options. We are now open for the season, so get ready to whiz out with the entire family. Visit waterwiz.com to buy your tickets online and save. For the best price, purchase your tickets on our website before the day of your visit.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high-commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Where easy listening goes all electric and accelerating is
Easy peasy.
BZ4X. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now I have a daily podcast to prove it with some of the most notable people in the baseball world, screaming baseball isn't boring from the mountaintops, or at least agreeing to come on our show. Players, managers, GMs, and yes, even the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred. It has been a constant wave of baseball's most powerful voices. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. You'll be glad you did.
Gresh and Fourier, weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Back here on the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Red Sox and Astros playing the second of 4 from Houston tonight. Sox looking to bounce back after last night's loss. Speaking of losses, time now for the Bet du jour. It is brought to you by FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Lost again last night. Shocking. I'm now 26-31. So quickly to get this one out of the way, I'm going with Fernando Tatis over 1.5 total hits, runs, and RBI. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. Tatis quietly has actually had a good year with San Diego, even though they have been one of the most disappointing teams in all of baseball. The Red Sox over-under against the Astros tonight is at 8.5, which leads us into the pitching matchup of Tanner Houck versus Justin Verlander. It's sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Tanner Houck making his first start in over 2 months after he suffered a facial fracture line drive against the Yankees back on June 16th. He comes in 3-6 with an ERA just over 5. He'll be opposed by Justin Verlander, who on the season combined with the Mets and the Astros is 8-6 with a 3.36 earned run average. He's only made 3 starts with the Astros since the trade deadline, and in those starts, he's 2-1 with a 4.5 ERA. His first start was his best start against the Yankees. The last 2, he hasn't been exceptionally sharp. Of course, last year with Houston, ERA under 2. He wins the Cy Young and helps them win the World Series. signs that massive 2-year deal with the Mets and gets traded at the deadline. So he rejoins the Astros as they try to make another run and potentially win back-to-back World Series. Verlander will see a Red Sox lineup that is brought to you by Herb Chambers, New England's largest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them. HerbChambers.com. Alex Verdugo in the leadoff spot once again. He'll be in right field. Rafi Devers bats second at third base. Justin Turner returns to the lineup after his big hit Sunday against the Yankees. He's the DH. Masataka Yoshida will bat fourth and play left field. Adam Duvall, who was a triple shy of the cycle last night, is the center fielder batting fifth. Tristan Casas is at first base batting sixth. Then Trevor Story at shortstop tonight. He was the DH last night where he went 0 for 4. He is in a 1 for 24 drought. Luis Urias is at second base batting eighth. And Connor Wong behind the plate bats ninth again for Tanner Houck, who makes his return to the rotation. Time now for the Subaru of New England scoreboard. Don't miss out on a Subaru summer. Make the most of the summer in a brand new 2023 Subaru. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Bunch of games already going on. Tigers lead the Cubs 7-4 in the fourth. The Rays up 3-2 on the Rockies in the fifth. Of course, news of the day for the Rays. Shortstop Wander Franco has been placed on the administrative leave as MLB looks into multiple investigations about alleged relationships he had with underage girls in the Dominican Republic. So one of their best players on administrative leave right now. Of course, Shane McClanahan shut down for the year, so things aren't going great for the Rays. Phillies lead the Giants 2-1 in a big one for the wild card race out there in the National League. Blue Jays up 2-1 on the Orioles as they go to the fourth inning. Yankees and Nationals are tied at 1 in the third. Pirates and Cardinals scoreless in the fourth. Dodgers up 3-0 on the Guardians in the fourth. And the Braves have a 2-0 lead on the Mets in the third. Also tonight, Brewers and Twins in Milwaukee. The Seattle Mariners, if they'll ever lose a game, they take on the Chicago White Sox in Chicago. Angels and Reds, the return of Mike Trout tonight off the IL. He's in the lineup batting second, playing center field. A's and Royals, Rangers and the Diamondbacks, as well as the Padres and the Marlins. Blake Snell on the mound for the Padres. Let's look at the scoreboard for Tuesday night here across Major League Baseball. And, of course, massive game for the Red Sox. See if they can try to get back in this race a little bit. Currently 4 games out of that final wild card spot in the American League. All right, we will send you out to Houston, but first, let's take 10 seconds for station identification on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, that'll do it for us. For our producer, Bridget Prue, I'm Rich Keefe. You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Will and Lou of the call of Red Sox and Astros coming up next on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Proudly brought to you by Mass Mutual. Mass Mutual. Insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You know, you did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How is that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Where easy listening goes all electric. The The all-electric BZ4X. Toyota, let's go places.
Verbo Vacation Homes come with 24/7 live support. So if you ever need anything, you can reach a real person in about a minute. Because if it's 4 a.m. and you need assistance, the last thing you want to do is wait to talk to a robot.
Hey, how can I help?
After all, live support is an amenity every vacation home should have. Verbo, private vacation rentals for you and your people.
This is Matt Spiegel of 670 The Score in Chicago, and my podcast, The PBP, Voices of Baseball, is all about the art and craft of play-by-play. Catch up on episodes with Joe Davis, Joe Buck, and many more. Then something crazy happened along the way. I did a weekend of Cubs-Cardinals on the radio, so now conversations are enriched with feedback and advice from Jason Benetti, Boog Shambi, and others to come. The PBP, Voices of Baseball. I bring you the people who bring you the game. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
The Dell Technologies Back to School event is on with deals on top tech for class, hobbies, and more. Now, when you buy, you support a cause. With every eligible purchase, Dell will donate to UNICEF in support of GIGA, a UNICEF ITU global initiative to connect schools across the globe to the internet. Accidental damage protection included. Get rare deals on select laptops and desktops powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Save now at Dell.com/deals. UNICEF does not endorse any company, brand, product, or service.
At Casper, we love sleep as much as you do. That's why we're bringing back the very first bed-in-a-box millions love at a price everyone will love. Meet the Casper. Shop online or visit a Casper sleep shop near you today. Casper, for the love of sleep. Exclusions apply. See casper.com/promo.
Where easy listening goes all electric. The all-electric BZ4X. Toyota, let's go places.
This is...
And the Boston Red Sox are the world champions.
Red Sox baseball.
And it is good! And Boston strong!
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
For the first time in 86 years.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market. Perfecting the art of fresh. Catches Law Group. New England's injury law pros at catcheslaw.com.
And it's gone!
Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Mass Mutual. Insurance, planning, investments. Sponsored by Nissan. Save on the action-packed Nissan lineup today at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipeline.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Big Y World-Class Market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y. Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
Looking up, Grand Slam!
By Mike's Amazing, the official mayonnaise of the Boston Red Sox. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
We're going to drive to left field. There are a couple runs way gone.
Arbella, here for good. And by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Long gone into the monster seats.
Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Holy cow!
Sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. Savings and support start day one. Unlock the Pro Advantage at swproplus.com today. Sponsored by Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Lou Merloni.
Good evening from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, the home of the defending world champion Houston Astros, where tonight the Red Sox play Game 2 of a 4-game series with the Astros, and they'll have to face the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the American League, Justin Verlander, who rejoined the Astros at the trade deadline. Tonight, the Red Sox hand the baseball for the first time in 2 months to Tanner Houck, who is back on a major league mound after taking that line drive off of his face on June the 18th at Fenway Park. Red Sox looking to bounce back from one of their sloppiest and most disappointing ball games of the entire season. And they will do so with the return of Justin Turner to the lineup. It's been a busy transactional day for the Red Sox. Boston, to make room for Tanner on the roster, optioned Chris Murphy down, who'd been fantastic for the Red Sox in a variety of roles, earned his first big league save, had been a great bulk reliever, and in fact, really last night, set the Red Sox up in this series with 4 outstanding innings out of the bullpen. So Turner back in the lineup, and Wilyer Abreu has been promoted to the big leagues to take the spot of Jarren Duran, who is on the injured list. He received an MRI. They were going to have a Zoom call with the medical staff to go over the results of that, but Duran is down and Abreu is up. He's likely to be in there tomorrow for the Sox. So Verlander and Houck, Red Sox, and the Astros and Lou. The Red Sox have a hard enough job with Verlander on the other side, and it would sure be nice tonight to see the defense make it a little bit easier on Tanner Houck.
Well, you're going to have Houck out there, again, 75 pitch count roughly, right? So hopefully he can give you 5 innings, but we know he's going to have that slider work, and he'll get some swing and misses, but with that power sink, he induces a lot of ground balls. The double play is going to be important. Trevor Story's back out there at shortstop, but I'm with you. Defensively it starts there. Set the tone early, right? Make a few plays. Let them know that tonight you're going to catch the ball.
Justin Verlander leads the Astros out onto the field. And the right-hander who has had so much success in his career, the 3-time Cy Young Award winner, and a man who's really pitched well against the Red Sox, is on the mound. He'll see Alex Verdugo leading off the Morgan & Morgan starting lineup, which is brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Then Devers, the third baseman, bats second. Rafi's hit a couple home runs in his career off of Verlander. Justin Turner, who is just a force in the middle of the Red Sox lineup, he returns. He's the DH, and he bats third. Then Yoshida, the left fielder, cleans up. Adam Duvall, who launched a home run in the first inning yesterday, he's in center field. He bats fifth. Tristan Casas is the first baseman, batting sixth. Then Story, the shortstop. Urias, the second baseman. And Connor Wong, back in his hometown, he catches and he bats ninth. Meantime, the Astros stick with Altuve atop the lineup card, and then Alex Bregman, who had a phenomenal night at the plate last night. 3 hits and 2 walks. Bregman is at third base, batting second. Kyle Tucker, the right fielder, bats third. The Red Sox do get a break because Yordan Alvarez, the monstrous slugger, jammed his index finger on his left hand, so he was scratched from the lineup. Instead, Yener Diaz is the first baseman, and he cleans up. Chas McCormick, what an enormous night he had. He's in left field, batting fifth. Mauricio Dubon, a one-time Red Sox farmhand, is in center field, batting sixth. John Singleton, Jeremy Pena, and Martin Maldonado, 7, 8, and 9. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Here we go, the Red Sox today in the road blue jerseys above gray pants. Verdugo taps Maldonado on the back. And one of the great pitchers of his generation, Justin Verlander, back in Houston, where he won the Cy Young and really pitched the Astros to the World Series a year ago, is back on the mound, and his first pitch of the ballgame to Verdugo is a fastball that's high, and that is ball one. So we're underway. Verlander doesn't throw quite as hard as he has throughout his career. The fastball still 93-94. The 1-0 to Verdugo is pop foul, straight back, 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, his last outing, too, against Miami, he was averaging 95. He touched 97 in that start, so it's there. It's amazing. This guy really, 18 years, is kind of the same guy. Maybe the stuff isn't as explosive as it was maybe just a year ago, but he's still throwing the ball great.
1-1 to Verdugo is popped up into left center field. Coming in and to his right is Mauricio Dubon. The Astros center fielder is there to make the play. He pitched brilliantly for the Mets into the trade deadline, which is a big reason Houston was so interested in a reunion with Justin Verlander. Overall this season, he's 8-6 with a 3.36 ERA. Missed a bunch of the opening months of the season with a lat strain, and here is Rafi Devers into the left-handed batter's box. Just underway in Houston. Verlander and his 252 career wins. Throws, and Rafi swings and misses at a fastball 95 miles an hour. That's a little giddy up there, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, slider, curveball, you're going to see it all. The occasional change up to lefty, but he gets those breaking balls working. That slider and the curveball, it's always a tough night going up against this guy when he has those two pitches working.
0-1 to Rafi is a little bit high and outside. Another fastball, and it's 1-1.
He's had 3 starts here for the Astros. Probably the best start he had. He didn't get a decision in, but got some run support last couple of times out. 11 runs against the Angels, 12 against Miami. This lineup can put some runs up and help him.
1-1. Devers swings and misses. Big rip at a fastball. And it's 1-2. Devers comes in, 273, 29 homers, 85 driven, and he's frustrated with himself. Is Rafi. He calls for time, steps out, and sort of like a throwback, he's muttering to himself.
So hard to read sometimes. You can look at that swing and say, just overswinging, trying to hit it 500 feet. You're big, you're strong. Get the barrel on it, it'll go.
Here's the 1-2. Rafi swings and misses. He is struck out. So his difficulty here in Houston continues. I mean, he was right in the middle of a lot of the things that went wrong last night here. He strikes out and very quickly for Verlander. There are 2 down.
Talk about that velocity, still 95. He just challenged him. I mean, he's a little outer half, kind of elevate a little bit. All fastballs came right at Devers.
Here's Justin Turner, who has seen Verlander more than any Red Sox hitter, but he's 0 for 11 against him. Does feel great to have JT back in the lineup with 2 down. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Pat Hoberg, who most people think is the very best home plate umpire, most consistent and accurate strike zone. He's got the plate tonight. Brian Honor, the crew chief, down at third base. Here's the 0-1 to Turner, and it is swung on and missed. Good fastball in on the hands. And it's 0-2. We started at 7:10. Inside this beautiful ballpark, 74 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Window Nation. Protect and increase the value of your home today. 866-90-NATION. 0-2 to Turner. Verlander throws, and JT drives one down the right field line, but foul. And it remains 0-2.
We talk about Hoberg here, maybe statistically the best umpire in the game. And one thing you notice right away, he stands right over the plate. He doesn't move the inside. He doesn't. A lot of umpires try to move the inside. He's right over the plate, gets a good look at it. That's got something to do with it. I hate when guys just line up over one side of the plate. They don't see the other side.
Another 0-2 to Turner is up and in, a fastball. He's in the Safe Light Auto Glass part of the order for every homer by Red Sox batters 3 through 6. Safe Light donates $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. I mean, Verlander in his career with 3,292 strikeouts. The 45th most wins in the history of the sport. The 1-2. Turner takes a close pitch that was a ball, one of the first sliders he's thrown, and it's 2-2.
It looked like Verlander started his windup and shook Maldonado off as he was starting his windup and went to that slider.
Here comes another 2-2, and JT lines one into center field. That is a base hit. That was so impressive from Turner. How many times can you say it? 0-2 to a base hit, and he extends the inning for Yoshida.
He's just an amazing hitter. I mean, the role that he's been on here lately, too, last couple of months, he seems like he does this every at-bat. Threw that slider off the plate. This was a hanging slider that he just stays on, stays through, long follow-through. Just a line drive back up to center field.
So here is Yoshida, who singled and was 1 for 5 last night. 1 on, 2 down. The pitch is a big sweeping curve. In there for strike 1. This is Verlander's 19th career start against the Red Sox. He's pitched to a 2.87 ERA. 0-1. Yoshida takes a high fastball. That's a ball. And it's 1-1. Sure would like to see Yoshida get going, and most especially start hitting the ball in the air again. 13 homers, 61 driven in. With Turner leading away at first. Here's the pitch, and it's popped up. Foul side of third, out of play, and it's 1-2.
Now, you mentioned that 13 home runs. I think all of us, I think you and I at least, I thought he'd be more up in that Turner range, like 20 by now, but that's the whole thing, getting the ball in the air. You start talking about launch angles and where he ranks, and it's really low in the game. Hits a lot of ground balls. He's got such easy pop. He's just got to get the ball in the air more often.
And a 1-2 hole here. They play him a little bit to pull on the infield. The pitch is lined the other way foul. That was kind of a hanging slider, but up above the zone. And it remains 1-2. Singleton gave way to Diaz, a late change. He's the first baseman. Altuve at second. Pena the shortstop, and Bregman so smooth over at third. Maldonado behind the dish. 1-2 pitch is popped up into shallow center field. Out on it goes Pena. In comes Dubon, and it's Mauricio Dubon to make the play. Turner gets a knock, but he is stranded. Verlander through the top of the first. Scoreless. Tanner Houck's return to the mound is next in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Where easy listening goes all electric with your favorite hits like impressive style and intuitive touchscreen.
Easy peasy, easy peasy. Yeah.
And smooth acceleration.
Easy breezy.
The all-electric BZ4X. Electric made easy beasy. Toyota, let's go places.
Verbo Vacation Homes come with 24/7 live support. So if you ever need anything, you can reach a real person in about a minute. Because if it's 4 a.m. and you need assistance, the last thing you want to do is wait to talk to a robot.
Hey, how can I help?
After all, live support is an amenity every vacation home should have. Verbo, private vacation rentals for you and your people.
JOY.
Hi, it's Tanner Houck. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Now that Tanner Houck is on the mound for the first time in more than 2 months after that huge scare, line drive facial fracture at Fenway Park on the 18th of June, and here he is back in Houston in a ballpark that has given him some fits against a hitter that has done the same, Jose Altuve, who in Game 1 of the 21 Championship Series hit a game-tying home run off of Tanner Houck. It is so wonderful to see him back on the mound. Tanner, overhead wind he throws, and Altuve takes a fastball right there for a strike at 95 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. Tanner has not been on the mound since June the 16th, that awful moment against the New York Yankees. 0-1. That's a swing and a miss at a slider. What is it with the Yankees and Red Sox starting pitchers in recent years? Line drives back up the middle. That was a great slider there, and it's 0-2. Altuve, 322 with 9 homers. He's red hot. The pitch, way, way outside a slider that bounced in the left-handed batter's box, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, Tanner's probably on about a 75 pitch count. Now, he's had 3 appearances, rehab starts down in AAA Worcester, just 8 2/3 innings. But as always, pound the strike zone with strikes. Good to see him getting ahead here early. Then he can expand with that big slider.
Here's the 1-2 to Altuve, and it is looped foul on the first base side, out of play. On the season, Tanner 3-6 with a 5.05 ERA. This is his 14th start. Big league level, only 67 2/3 innings pitched. It's the Red Sox last 54 games. Here's the 1-2, and that is chop foul. A good sinker in on the hands, but Altuve's making him work early. It stays 1-2.
Yeah, I felt like he was throwing the ball real well. Kind of right when he went down, going to hit that comebacker off of his face, but talk about getting through that order second time through, third time through, kind of Maybe not trying to be too cute, going with your good stuff.
1-2 is a little bit low. Yeah, that's what Alex Cora and Dave Bush have tried to get him to do. Whatever's working that day, don't think too much. Just stick with it.
It gets to the point where it is, the numbers are in front of your face. So all of a sudden, second time through, you start panicking. And you start trying to change things up.
2-2 is strike 3 called right on the outside corner. What a return for Houck. He fans Altuve. And there's one away. In the second inning, we will be joined by Roger Clemens to talk about his great generosity. He's going to throw batting practice again at Fenway Park to benefit the Jimmy Fund. We got an auction underway. Get you the latest bids and how to get involved. But the Rocket will be with us in the second. Here is Alex Bregman. Pitch from Houck is a chopper toward third. Devers comes in, plays the second hop, and it's off his glove and into foul territory. Bregman is safe. I'm not sure Devers had a play, but it sure is discouraging to open this game again with a ball that Devers just doesn't handle cleanly.
Yeah, but this one here, this is, I'm not going to put this in this category, but, I mean, obviously I'm sure he'd like to at least catch the ball cleanly to kind of get a good vibe going, but he's not throwing Bregman out. This chopper right at the home plate, 2 big hops, and that second hop is the spinning hop, right? And that's the one that kind of bounced away from him towards third base. That's why he reached out and just got a piece of it.
Trying to get his body in a position to make a miracle throw, and it deflected off the glove. Here now Kyle Tucker, who was good again last night. Walked, singled, reached on catcher's interference. Here he swings and misses at a cutter. That's the first of those that Tanner's thrown, and it's 0-1. Arbella Insurance Foundation, the proud presenting sponsor of the Jimmy Fund, to which Roger will make his great contribution. Houck out of stretch for the first time. Double play depth behind him. The pitch is a beauty, but called a ball. I mean, that's right where he wants to throw that sinker. It is 1-1, and it's not so much that I think that's a play that Rafi should make or that he would have had a chance to get Bregman. It's mostly about his mentality on the field. You just like to see him field the ball. Have a couple easy chances. The 1-1 to Tucker is just outside, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, he was fighting it last night. And it comes after a great weekend, too, in New York. Had a tough one. And got a knock out of there last night. But there's some plays earlier that maybe could have made, and some big at-bats. Sure he didn't sleep well last night.
2-1 to Kyle Tucker. Houck throws, and a beautiful slider, but just outside a ball. And here we go with Pat Hoberg, who is a great home plate umpire. That was a ball, and it's 3-1. Bregman leading at first. The lethal Kyle Tucker waits. Houck throws, and a high fly ball into right field. Forget about it. This ball is absolutely crushed. It is gone, and it's 2-0 Astros. A massive, majestic homer for Kyle Tucker, his 25th. And the nightmarish start for Houck and the Sox.
Fell behind him. Fell behind him 3-1. Kind of missed with a sinker, tried to go backdoor slider. And just felt like he had to come in here with a strike, try to rely on the movement. Try to turn over a little sinker here. It looks like, actually, that looks like a four-seamer. He just threw down the middle, and Tucker doesn't miss it.
So here's Yainer Diaz, right-handed hitter. Homered last night with one down. He takes a slider for strike one. I mean, this year, the homers were a bit of an issue for Houck. That's the 10th home run he's now allowed in 68 innings. Here's the 0-1. An overthrown slider that's outside, and it's 1-1. Oftentimes when a guy comes back from a freakish injury like the one Tanner suffered, you worry about his mindset and his mentality. Talking to everyone with the Red Sox, there was none of that today. The 1-1 is on the ground towards short. Story backhands it. Near the outfield grass, he plants and throws in time to get Diaz. And they're two away. In fact, when Alex Cora and the training staff went to the mound to get Tanner after he took the line drive off his face, he wanted to stay in the game.
Yeah, I don't think there's much concern about the whole mental side of it, being concerned about comebackers, and they've gone through. He's had, like I said, 3 appearances already in the minors. It's just more about getting back out there again and getting back into the grind.
Here is a strike on a sinker in the outside corner. Looked like McCormick sort of thinking about bunt there.
Yeah, tried to bunt for a hit. He had 2 bombs last night. Devers is playing way back with 2 outs.
Including the biggest swing of the game last night. A 3-run bomb as Houck fires, and he fouls it, I thought, off his front foot, but no. A grounder to third. Devers has it, and a wide throw to first. Just such an awkward throw from Devers on a chopper that he charged into. Rafi looks to the heavens, and his difficulties continue. And we just had a close-up of his face, Lou. I mean, he's in his head right now.
Yeah, no, it's definitely in his head. Now, this is a little chopper that he cuts off, and you know, he one-hand gloves it. You know, just tries to glove it and then bring the other bare hand in. And when he does, he doesn't get a good transfer at all to the bare hand. And you could see the way he threw it over there. He almost pushed it to first base off that bag, and that's an error.
Here's Mauricio Dubon, who takes low ball one that is rough for Devers. It costs Houck more pitches. He's thrown now 19. I mean, tough getting it out of his glove, and then almost like a submarine throw over there. 2 runs in, 2 down, 1-0 to Dubon. The pitch is inside, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, no, that's almost like a two-handed kind of catch and release, almost like you're turning 2, and he caught that one-handed. When he tried to get the bare hand in there, he had this rhythm of throwing, and he couldn't get a grip, and he tried to continue that rhythm, and it looked awkward, almost pushing it over to first base.
2 balls, no strikes. The pitch is a little bit low. I sat and watched Alex Bregman take ground balls for about 15 minutes today, and the ease and smoothness of not only fielding it, but the transfer, a very short, simple arm action. It was mesmerizing. Devers is just in a defensive funk. 2-0. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1 to Dubon. Comes in 266, 6 homers and 33 driven in. I mean, Rafi's now got his glove over his mouth, muttering to himself, hand on his hip. He's feeling it. In fact, his head is cocked upward. 3-2-1 pitch is low, and that's actually ball 4 from Houck. So the error is costing him, 8-9 extra pitches in this inning. And now Dave Bush is going to come give him a break. I mean, now look at Rafi's body language out at third base.
Yeah, the whole infield is in there. He's crouched over at the edge of the grass behind third base, hands on his knees. The rest of the infield is on the mound, and he's just sort of in his own world trying to figure out how to get through this. A lot of infielders have been through this, where it's, again, we focus so much on offensive slumps. I would say the first couple of months, he was okay, defensively. First 2.5, 3, whatever you want to call it. The last month, especially here the last week or two, he is fighting. Even just routine ground balls, you can see the lack of confidence in his hands, almost jabbing at it, second-guessing himself. Nothing just seems smooth right now from Devers at third.
Here's John Singleton, left-handed hitter, who's really struggled. He's got a fascinating background story. The pitch to him here is a little bit outside with a slider, and it's 1-0. Singleton popped for a violation of the substance policy, just marijuana, which, of course, now is not a problem in big league baseball. But he was out of the game for 10 years before coming back to the Astros. The 1-0 is inside from Houck, and it's 2-0. 2-0 Houston on a Kyle Tucker bomb, but an error and a walk behind Houck. Now 2-on, and Tanner's about to throw his 26th pitch of the first inning. He's ready at the belt. He throws, and Singleton swings over the top of a slider. And it's 2-1.
Yeah, and it should have been an 18-pitch inning. Down 2-0, but still 18 pitches, and that's big because, again, we got a guy in a pitch count. You had a guy started last night, only go 4. You got Chris Sale going tomorrow. You really don't want a real short outing here, and that error just cost him a few pitches.
2-1 is popped straight back and foul, and it's 2-2. This is an important spot for him to dig deep here and work around the error. The problem the Red Sox have right now is that they've got a lot of guys like Turner and Yoshida that they need to kind of use in the designated hitter spot. So it's hard to give Devers a day in that role where maybe mentally a break from defense might be good. 2-2 to Singleton. The pitch is a check swing and a fastball that misses outside, and it's 3-2.
Well, we've seen Turner play over there, give him a day off. But you're right,
I think we're reaching that point where he needs a mental day to not be out there and play third base. 3-2 with 2 down and 2 on. Here's the pitch. And he missed outside with a slider. And now the bases are loaded for Jeremy Pena. And I would imagine that right now the Red Sox are going to get the bullpen going. Only because of the pitch count within this inning. The next pitch Tanner throws will be the 30th. So a little bit of a mini disaster is unfolding. This becomes...
Yeah, this is what we're talking about here, Make an error, it's 12 pitches. Next thing you know, I don't know how long this thing goes. You look at a bullpen, Chris Murphy just got sent down. You really don't have a long guy out there.
Here's Pena, who doubled and singled yesterday. He pops the first pitch up foul side of first, out of play. And it's 0-1. Rafi does work tirelessly at defense. He's out there early every day taking ground balls. He's in the tunnels picking balls off the turf ramps. He is not lacking focus and effort. That's not what this is. 0-1 to Pena with the bases loaded. It is a chopper toward Rafi. He cuts in front, gloves, throws to second, and it's just in time. A little short arm throw gets the job done, and the inning is over. Rafi running off spikes the baseball into the dirt, and he is beside himself after the first inning. Tucker unloads off of Houck. It's 2-0 Houston. Roger Clemens joins us for the second inning after this on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
You've been way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Black Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride and some fresh ocean air on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blackislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Go to the second inning, 2-0. Those and Justin Verlander back to the mound. What a treat it is to have the Rocket, Roger Clemens, on the air with us for the second inning. He's going to do it again. He's going to throw back to in support of the 21st annual EEI Nesson Radio Telethon. And Roger, we'll get into the batting practice and your great generosity. But first, just great to see you. How the heck are you?
It's great. I love coming and visit with you guys when it's only 20 minutes from the house. It's pretty sweet.
It's a good way to do it.
It's pretty sweet to come see the Sox play in my hometown. But I obviously love jumping in there, too, with Joe Castig and you guys when I come up to Beantown. I love being there and playing in my buddy's member guest at Woodland. Eddie Miller always puts up with me, and so it's a lot of fun. But it's always good to see the Sox, man. It brings back great memories for me, as you guys know.
Adam Duvall is the hitter. He takes strike one from Justin Verlander. And, of course, this is a place where Rocket, at the age of 41, won his 7th Cy Young. And now Verlander is talking to the home plate umpire, Pat Hoberg, maybe like a little pitch comm issue. They're going to ask for a new trigger.
That pitch has been a disaster anyway. It's really, and I think it's turned a lot of the veteran guys, your 1 and 2 guys, into power throwers. You hear the signal in your hit, your ear, and you wind up and you just throw it. Instead of really understanding how to get to the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, which is I know it's shocking that I'm even saving that. I know it's shocking, but that was my biggest thing in spring training when I hit a couple of the clubs and talked to them. Minor league guys were already on par with it a little bit, but even with Tanner, I mean, you can't. You got to exit. I mean, he threw some great pitches. He did a great job. What's going on here?
Alex Cora is really all over Pat Hoberg about
something's
the delay
going on
here. And
probably just that. Was it a violation? He's wondering, are you gonna put a strike up on him or?
Yeah, I think that you're supposed to do this within a certain amount of time.
There we go.
Yeah. But Roger, that's what the game is now. It's like max effort. They're not looking to go. Then the analytics come out and say 3rd time through, we don't want you to face the guy. So it's just give me everything you got for 5.
I've been preaching it, baby. You still somebody like your money makers out there. Your number 1 and 2 is going to get you to the postseason. For me, I still got to have an eye and a heart test. I got to go out and know how my man's feeling, and hey, can you get through these next 3 innings?
Oh, and one to Verlander, from Verlander to Duvall. He winds, he throws, and Adam, who homered yesterday, yanks one foul down the left field line. I mean, I think it's very cool, Roger, that we have you with Verlander on the mound, because in this generation, I mean, really, he's a throwback, and he's the closest thing that we've had in a couple of decades to a right-handed starter like you.
Yeah, he's old school. JV, he sent me a couple of times when he was here before, a couple videos of his bullpens, and we talked about a couple things. And he's got an idea of what he's trying to do, and he'll find out as he gets a little bit older and wants to continue to pitch. You'll have to do that. You have to add and subtract. I had the luxury of a youngster to have Tom Seaver come over and play with the Red Sox, and I got to watch Steve get in trouble, throwing 88, 89 and get in trouble. Next thing you know, I saw 93, 94.
0-2 is swung on a miss. A great slider from Verlander, and there's one away.
I love the fact you're looking at Verlander, who's 40 years old, and you're like, hey, in a few more years, you got to learn to adjust. I mean, he's 40. Most people are done. Not everybody can throw to their 44,
Yeah, it was a privilege to do so, and, I had some wonderful teammates, as you know, and the catcher back there, my catchers throughout my career, my bread and butter, man. They paid attention to detail.
Here's Tristan Casas with one down, and the base is empty, and a fastball from Verlander misses outside for ball 1.
You don't see it right now, obviously, what we're trying to bring the game to the fans, but the best thing you see JB does is what I love is he does that toe tap to set himself.
1-0 is swung on and missed.
It's so important. We've talked to a few guys about learning how to balance over the rubber and have some weight on your back leg. You never want to be 50-50 with your weight on your front and back foot. Makes you lead with your elbow, and when you start leading with your elbow, you're probably going to be on your way down to see Dr. James Andrews.
And so, Roger, the new rules, though, do somehow make it a little bit harder to wind up in this way and toe tap to get yourself balanced.
It is. I mean, I called 95% of my game from the mound with my looks, so I wouldn't mind this clock at all.
Here's the 1-1, and Casas swings and misses at a big fastball, and it's 1-2.
How do you feel about some of the pitchers now doing almost like a hybrid motion delivery? It's not really a lot of the starters almost set up as like in a setup position, like somebody's on with a sidestep. Maybe simplifying their windup.
It's tough to watch. The thing that also is when you see a guy get tired and really start falling towards the first baseline, you're cutting yourself off a little bit. Again, because you stood at the plate and you saw guys who had late life, and the ball you didn't see it till it was off their fingertips. It's a big difference.
2-2 to Casas is strike 3 called. Curveball beautifully on the outside corner, and they're 2 down. It'll bring up Trevor Story. So Roger is once again going to offer the chance for you and 9 friends to come to Fenway Park and take batting practice.
I mean, right there, you just said it. I mean,
that's it.
You got to take batting practice at Fenway Park. I mean, it's fun for me to get out on my old stomping grounds and get out there and throw to the men and women or the young team, ever who comes out to do it. It's a blast.
Here's Story, who swings and pops the first pitch foul. We started the bidding at $5,000. We're now at $5,500.
All right, beautiful.
You and 9 friends. 877-738-1234 to place a bid. Again, 877-738-1234.
I appreciate being part of the Jimmy Fund, as everybody in this booth and everybody we're talking to, they've been great. Mrs. Jockey got me involved with it when I was a youngster in Boston when I came to the Red Sox, and been doing it ever since. But so it's again, you got 10 guys. I can tell you a couple funny stories. A couple years ago, I was throwing to a businessman team and a bunch of businessmen, and the guy hit one pretty good, so I stopped throwing. I turned around and hit the base of the monster. I thought he was going to have a heart attack.
0-2 is lined on a ground into left field. That's a base hit. Story fooled a little bit by a curveball, but he got enough of it, and that feels good for Story. He's got the Red Sox second hit, and he's aboard with 2 down in the second. So what'd you do?
Well, I knocked him down. Of course, no.
Had to brush him back a little.
Next time, I gave him a little bow tie, right? So there was another situation where I walked to home plate with a group, and I told them, I said, do you guys realize you're standing right where Babe Ruth and Ted Williams and Yaz? And the guy was like, Rocket, I wasn't nervous until now. Now you told me that, I'm nervous. But a great package. We give them some swag bag. The Red Sox take them up, feed them, and give them a tour. I mean, I think it's just way better than going to a gala of hunt somewhere,
I would say so. A pitch misses outside to Luis Urias, and it's 2-0.
It is an unbelievable. You mentioned it. Just be able to be on Fenway Park, right? A lot of the Red Sox fans to be able to stand in that batter's box and to look up and see you. Forget about who has been standing in this batter's box. I'm going to try to hit a missile off this guy.
2-0 to Urias is outside, ball 3.
It's been such a big hit that actually I was just with the owner, Mr. Crane here in Houston. He's like, he saw me doing it at Fenway, and he's like, what's going on? And I go, we can do this at Minute Maid. There's money down here too, these guys, and for the Astros Foundation. So, but get on it and get after it, everybody, and let's go have some fun. And it's for the Jimmy Fund. I appreciate them joining in with us to do this. And like I said, I get a big kick out of it. Get on board. I know it got crazy a couple of years ago. There was a really nice number. Some of the men, some of the businessmen and people around the Boston area got in their pocket, and we made it worth their while. We had a lot of fun.
Well, we're going to have the telethon next week, and everybody in Boston knows well what it means to that foundation, and frankly, what Dana Farber and the Jimmy Fund mean to cancer research. It's a 4-pitch walk to Urias. Now Connor Wong, the Houston kid, swings at the first pitch, grounds it to short, and on one pitch, he is gone. The Red Sox leave 2. More with the Rocket, Roger Clemens, after this in the Shaw's Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
You've been way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Here comes the fun at WaterWiz Water Park. Just minutes from Cape Cod. Speed down our all-new slide experience. Splash around in the wave pool. Float down the lazy river. And enjoy delicious new food options. We are now open for the season, so get ready to whiz out with the entire family. Visit waterwiz.com to buy your tickets online and save. For the best price, purchase your tickets on our website before the day of your visit.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Martin Maldonado is to lead it off here against Tanner Houck. As we get ready for the bottom of the second inning, Roger Clemens is with us. He's going to throw batting practice to you and 9 of your friends in support of the wonderful Jimmy Fund and Dana Farber. 877-738-1234 to place a bid.
I love Tanner. I love his mechanics. I love his presentation on the mound. I mean, and he did a hell of a job. Just did a great job getting out of that last inning.
He did. Maldonado takes a pitch just inside. He's interesting, Roger, because he's like syrupy and kind of like Gumby, where he's got these long, fluid parts. Sometimes for him, mechanics can get a little bit out of sync, these long levers. The 1-0 is right in there, strike 1-1.
So I love the what kind of the three-piece. I love going over the head, which I did early in my career. I did it late in my career sometimes. If I got a little too out of sync, I would just stay out in front and then turn to prayer position. But again, I think with the catcher calling the game in your ear, you get the pitch and you just wind up and kind of I think your focus meter, if it makes sense, you need to click that thing a couple clicks to lock in right about here where you're going.
2-1 is ripped into left field. That's a base hit.
He's got really good stuff, and you can see it when he really pinpoints on the inner half or outer half of the plate.
So you're saying, Roger, that you think the old sort of analog process, you look at the fingers, you take a deep breath, you're standing on the mound without the pitch clock,
I think
that allows you to focus more.
I think it's a focus deal. I really do. I mean, I think if you really lock in, you had the air. He was able to get through that with some difficulty. He got through it to keep this a decent game, within striking range.
Here's Jose Altuve, who swings at the ground ball up the middle. Story steps on second for 1, over to first 2. A double play, a pitcher's best friend.
Yeah, and again, the other thing that I didn't get a chance to, say to the listeners is his front shoulder. He tucks that front shoulder good, which hides the ball, and it makes a right-handed hitter feel very uncomfortable because it always looks like he's coming in on your rib cage. Or he's coming in on you. That's a great pitch to Altuve. When you're pitching against Altuve, it looks like you can get in there because he gives you so much room. So to be able to jam him like that was fantastic.
Here's Alex Bregman, who takes a slider on the outside corner. Of course, we've seen him find a way, Roger, on those inside pitches to keep them fair and put him into those boxes.
He can cover some ground. You think you can get in there, or you think you can go away from him. He's so far off the plate.
0-1 is swung on a miss. That's the first splitter I think we've seen, and it's 0-2.
See, that's a pitch, too, the last 2 or 3 years. And a little cutter in on lefties.
What do you know about a splitter?
Oh, man.
That split.
Devastating, baby. If you can make that thing dance, Mr. Splitty will get you where you need to be.
Oh, he's got a really good one. So does Cutter Crawford, for that matter.
That's right.
0-2 is a ground ball up the middle. Story to his left, and he will let Urias, the second baseman, glove and throw to first in time, and the inning is over. Roger,
hey,
that was awesome. Thank you so much.
You guys pump it up.
Let's pump it up.
Let's throw some BP at Fenway.
Go over to TV. Roger Clemens, third inning next on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
The world needs ways to reduce carbon emissions.
We're working on solutions in our own operations.
Like carbon capture.
And clean energy from hydrogen.
So, who are we?
Believe it or not, ExxonMobil. And our solutions could help industries like manufacturing,
commercial transportation,
and power generation too.
Heavy industry with low emissions. Let's deliver.
Learn more at exxonmobil.com.
Want to feel better, get more exercise, or quit tobacco? Prescription for Wellness can improve your health with personalized sessions based on your schedule. Our expert health coaches and care managers use proven techniques. It's free for UPMC Health Plan members and could lead to the results you want. For more information, visit upmchp.us/pfwellness. That's upmchp.us/pfwellness.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Top of the order in the top of the third. Red Sox trailing the Astros 2-0. A really nice job by Tanner Houck in the second inning. And now in the third, Verdugo, Devers, and Justin Turner. In the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers Toyota of Auburn and Toyota of Boston. I never, ever get tired of hanging out and talking to Roger Clemens. And, I think so many people think of him rightly as this intimidating, powerful force on the mound, one of the great, most feared right-handed pitchers in the history of the game. And then maybe they assume it is just driven by talent and power, as the first pitch to Verdugo is a strike from Verlander. And The reality, Lou, is he's so cerebral, he really was a great thinker on the mound, too.
Yeah, well, it's not by accident, that the guy was who he was. And listen, the game has kind of evolved. I get it. I understand it. There's analytics, there's numbers, there's shaping, there's biomechanics and everything else. But there's a reason why the Yankees just bring in Andy Pettitte and say, just hang out in our dugout. Hang out in our clubhouse.
A 1 misses down to Verdugo.
This guy, too, right?
Yep.
Like, it'd be one of those, hey, just come in, just hang out. Like, he's talking about Justin Verlander. He's sending him videos. Like, yeah, there's analytics that can help you, but there's also a guy that's out in that mound that can talk mechanics, that can talk mindset, that can talk pitch mix.
On 1, Verdugo is fouled off. He told us he was in his garage at the end of April, and Deb, his beautiful wife, walked in and said, hey, Cash is on the phone. Brian Cashman and Joe Torre telling Roger, we need you to get to New York right now just to be around the guys.
Yeah. And Pettitte's been down there. I saw him in the cage, and that's basically what he's been doing.
1-2 is swung on a miss. Flat-footed effort there by Verdugo. That was 96 from Verlander. He still got it in the tank. His 4th strikeout, and there's 1 down. I don't know how I feel necessarily about Roger helping the Yankees, but be that as it may, here comes Rafi. Doesn't there come a point, too, Lou, for someone like Devers who's so very much in his own head defensively that it comes to the batter's box with him, too?
Well, that's why I think we've been seeing some swings that have been a little bit too long.
Here maybe he takes down an in-ball one.
Too aggressive. I'm making an error, so, it's like a golf swing. You hit a ball, whatever, 290, you try to hit the ball 325, it never goes well. He's got enough pop to do whatever he wants if he barrels the baseball, but sometimes he tries to hit it 490, 500.
1-0 is a curveball that fooled him, and it's in there for strike 1-1. How about the job that our listeners have just done, Lou? We just talked about the auction for the batting practice with Roger Clemens. It's now at $15,500.
Wow.
1-1, the pitch. Rafi drives one again high and foul down the right field line. He pummeled another pitch here, foul, and in front of a slider, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, we've seen 3 of them, right? And I don't think it's a surprise that he went nuts in New York because the very first game on Friday night, he got 3 hits the other way. And he stayed the other way, and then it just sort of clicked. A lot of pull side home runs that are foul.
1-2 is very close. A curveball that missed, and it's 2-2. I thought maybe the hit that he got in the 6th inning the other way last night might kill him.
Yeah, and I like him, that left center approach, but when that swing gets a little bit long, he gets pull happy. That's when the body gets out front, the hands get a little slow, and that's when you see the fastballs get by him.
2-2. Swing and a miss, fastball by him right there. 96. Verlander has saved his best velocity for Rafi tonight, gearing up for him. He has struck him out twice. Rafi with his head slumped, walking back to the dugout, and with 2 down, here comes Justin Turner.
That's a crazy game, isn't it? Like Sunday after that Yankee series, he's on top of the world. He's got his stroke. He's got 9 hits, 3 3-hit games, 2 bombs. And here we are on Tuesday, and he just looks lost.
Here's the pitch to Justin Turner, who has one of the Red Sox 2 hits, and he takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
And a lot of that has to do with what's going on in the field, right? Like now it's affecting the entire game. He's trying to do too much at the plate. Swing's getting a little long. Body's getting out front.
0-1. JT takes a beautiful curveball, and it's 0-2. Well, Verlander, this is vintage stuff from him. He's doing whatever he wants. Breaking stuff and fastball counts. He's ahead of Turner, 0-2. Here's the pitch. And a fastball fouled back our way. That was up and in. Turner stays alive, 0-2.
47 pitches here. 33 of them strikes. Yeah, and he's got the curveball working, he's got the slider working, he's pounding his own with both. And, of course, that 95 and 96 to Devers.
0-2. Here's the pitch. Turner takes just outside. Very calm reception by Martin Maldonado, but Pat Hoberg not fooled. His zone has been awesome as advertised, and it's 1-2. It's not fun to see him pitch against the Red Sox, but it's hard for me as someone who loves baseball not to just enjoy a master at his craft. The 1-2 is also outside, 2-2.
Well, this Red Sox team have seen a lot of really good pitching over the years, and they've had a few guys' numbers. Not this guy. No. 19 regular season starts, 2.87 ERA. They had 2.18 off of them.
They've been marvelous this year against top 5 ERAs. The 2-2 is low again. 0-2 to 3-2 for Turner.
He really is just locked in right now. He kind of makes hitting look easy, at times.
He just stays so calm. 3 balls, 2 strikes, base is empty, 2 down. Verlander throws, and Turner lines one foul. It was a good old-fashioned challenge fastball, and Turner a little late on it. It stays 3-2. We owe you a lot of things after our wonderful conversation with Roger Clemens, including a look at the Subaru of New England scoreboard. Big game going on in Baltimore. Blue Jays and the O's. 3-2 to Turner. And he pops it up, foul side of first. It'll make the seats. That was up and in. That was ball 4, but again, a 2-strike count. Turner protecting. The Orioles got a run in the first inning, but then Dalton Varsho a 2-run homer. They've gone back and forth, and after 5 innings in Baltimore, Blue Jays and O's are tied at 3. Meantime, the White Sox hosting the Mariners. 3-2. Turner takes strike 3. Curveball on the corner, and that is just mastery from Justin Verlander. Strikes out the side, and we go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Astros on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Now is the time to experience America's pastime in a whole new way. Major League Baseball has teamed up with T-Mobile for Business to advance the game with next-gen 5G solutions, going deeper with real-time data visualization, new camera angles that put fans on the field with their favorite players, and even testing an automated ball strike system in the minor leagues. This is the 5G era of baseball. See what we can do for your business at T-Mobile.com/now. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Officially licensed product of MLB Players Incorporated.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Black Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride and some fresh ocean air on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blackislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action.
Tanner Houck had a great second inning. Now, in the bottom of the third, with the Astros leading 2-0, he'll see Kyle Tucker, Yainer Diaz, and Chas McCormick in the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers, Porsche Boston, and Porsche Burlington. So, the Red Sox, at this point, are just focused on the task at hand here in Houston, trying to not fall further behind the Blue Jays and the Mariners. But Seattle in Chicago just put up 2 at the top of the second, and on what has been a very tumultuous day for the White Sox. Seattle leading Chicago 2-1. Here now, Kyle Tucker, who launched an absolute bomb into the seats in right field for a homer. That's the lone scoring in this game. It's 2-0 Houston. See if Houck can work from ahead this time against Tucker. Pitch to him is a little low with a slider, ball 1. Tucker now with 25 homers and 94 driven in. Houck's 1-0. Is another ball, a slider down and in, and it's 2-0.
Well, he wants to be real careful. I think he feels a lot more comfortable against these righties. Again, with Alvarez out, it's just, Tucker and Singleton. So he's still going to be really careful with him. I think that last one, he's not going to be grooving another one.
2-0 is hard and foul on the first base side. A cutter that just got in enough. Lou, that is a dangerous pitch against a lefty like Tucker. It better be in far enough.
Yeah, but it's a good pitch, especially 2-0. 2-0 is a great cutter pitch. You start seeing fastball inner half, you react, comes in 3-4 inches or so. That gets off that label, and that's really all he could have done with that pitch.
2-1. That's on the ground to the second baseman, Urias. He calmly gloves and throws to first in time. Very nicely done. And there's one away.
Yeah, it's another cutter there that got in on him. Yeah, that 3-1 fastball that he hit, I think just a four-seamer that he launched in that first inning. How coming back and just throwing some cutters in on him, that's a really good pitch. Stand him up, get in his hands.
He's done a really nice job to be efficient. Now only 43 pitches thrown. He's back on track. One down. Here's Yainer Diaz, right-handed hitter. Out throws, and he misses low with a sinking fastball, ball one.
Yeah, we'll see how those extra pitches in the first. It was 13 extra. Should have been 18, end up being 31. If that affects it, whether he can get through 5 innings here or not.
1-0 to Diaz. Devers way back and off the line at third. The pitch is on the ground on one hop to shortstop. Room service hop to Story. He throws to first. Very nicely done again. And they're 2 down. Don't miss out on a Subaru summer. Make the most of summer in a brand new 2023 Subaru. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com. So 2 ground ball outs. In fact, that is now 4 in a row of those and 5 of the last 6 hitters. Tanner's gotten balls on the ground. Now 2 down for Chas McCormick. Last night's Astros hero, right-handed hitter. Devers now in at third. The pitch is way outside a slider. And it's 1-0. How do you like your steak? Medium? Rare? How about on sale at Shaw's and Star Market today through Thursday? Pick up beef, New York strip steak, or lamb loin chops, bone in, 3 pounds or more. $6.97 a pound. And you use the digital coupon limit 2. 1-0. Slider misses inside. You've been in this spot, Lou, like Rafi is right now. Maybe not the depth that he currently feels.
Oh, I've been there.
Is he at third base saying, do not hit the ball to me?
Big leaguers feel that way. There's no question you go through that. You absolutely do. And his problem is that he plays every day. Me, if I played like that, I'd be on the bench and I'd sit 6 days and I could kind of work on some things, right?
2-0 slider is in there to McCormick, and it's 2-1.
But you absolutely feel that way. And the biggest thing is, like, you can't think. It's got to be catch, look up, and throw. Set your feet. Any thought process in between, that's going to mess with you even more.
2-1 is a sinker that misses just low. Good pitch, but 3-1.
But the thing with him is that he plays one-handed over at third base an awful lot. So now you got to transfer to that bare hand. And when you're not comfortable, you're not catching it clean, the bare hand goes in and they can't find the ball in the glove, and then here comes the panic.
3-1 is a big rip foul on a sinking fastball, 3-2. In other words, a lot of guys kind of field the ball with 2 hands. They're close together. It's a shorter flip and less to worry about.
Yeah, your hand's already in there. Kind of, as you're kind of moving your hands in your glove, he catches a lot of one-handed and then kind of has to bring it to his bare hand as his feet are moving in rhythm.
3-2 is fouled off. I don't know this for sure, Lou. It also seems to me he uses a slightly bigger, longer glove than other first basemen, where it can sometimes get caught in the web a little bit. Again, that makes that transfer more difficult.
And that's what happened on that first play, right? It's like a glove, and as he's in rhythm throwing, he's transferring to his bare hand, but it's bobbled in his glove, so he can't find the baseball. He's already started a throwing motion.
3-2 is hit to Rafi. Second hop, he has it. Crow hopping a throw low and wide, but Casas is there, and the inning is over. No harm, no foul. To the 4th inning we go. 2-0 Astros lead the Red Sox in the Shaw's and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
You've been way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all RIPTA R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave or $2 cash. For details, visit RIPTA.com.
The Rich Keefe Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
to the fourth inning against a dominant Justin Verlander. Tanner Houck's been really good, too. Just one big mistake to Kyle Tucker put the Astros ahead 2-0. Verlander, 53 pitches, 6 strikeouts through 3. And in the fourth, it'll be Yoshida, Duvall, and Casas in the Herb Chambers batting order. Brought to you by Herb Chambers, Genesis of Auburn. Yoshida flied out to center his first time. Verlander rocks, he throws. And Yoshida pops it foul on the third base side. Well, when Verlander had the pitch-com issue in the second inning, and Alex Cora came to talk it over with Pat Hoberg, Verlander had some choice words for the Red Sox manager. 0-1. Yoshida rips one into right field. That is a base hit. He got a fastball to handle, and he lines it into right. And a good start for the Red Sox here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, I think Cora went out wondering why this wasn't maybe a pitch violation. Like, what's going on? Is it pitch com? Is it not? And Verlander had some choice words. I guess, I don't know.
One of them is 4 letters.
Yes.
The other one is off.
Yes. And then the third one might have been Alex.
Yeah, right.
You know, whatever. But he wasn't too. Hey, you're out there competing. Meanwhile, it's good to see Yoshida turn on the heater, get the ball in the air, little line drive, piece to right.
Here's Adam Duvall. Pitch to him is a curve in there for a strike. It is fun to watch the best when they're on. And Verlander's got it all going today on Carl Yastrzemski's 84th birthday. Pretty cool, a day where we get to have Roger Clemens in the booth and celebrate 84 for Yaz. Here's the 0-1, and Duvall gets another curveball, and it's also a strike. He's just throwing that pitch wherever he wants to, and it's 0-2.
And that's when you're in trouble. You know, I remember even back when he was younger, there's some yapping going on from Fatsy, I believe.
Yeah, he's talking to Pat Hoberg. I mean, I think when they look back at the video, though, these are strikes.
Yeah. But early in his career when it was, you know, the velocity, he just threw him out.
Now, I don't think it's Pete Fatsy. I don't think it's Alex Cora. It's somebody further down in the
Alex
dugout.
Verdugo?
He's got his hands to the. I hope not. That would be an absolute disaster for the Red Sox. And Alex Cora is trying to say it was me. I said it.
He just threw out Alex
one
Verdugo,
of my players.
I believe. There was some talking going on from the dugout, and I don't know if it was from the end of the bench, Verdugo's area. I saw Fatsy sort of get up and almost like point to him like, hey, you just worry about the plate. So I thought he was talking to Pete. I saw the back and forth. But when he pointed down the end of the dugout, it wasn't by the coaches and said, you're out of here. That's when Verdugo sort of stood up and raised his hands, gesturing like, what did I say? What did I do? But it looks like Verdugo got tossed.
No, this just cannot happen. And now he's saying more things to Pat Hoberg. I mean, first of all, the pitches are strikes. Second of all, position players cannot get ejected. It puts the team in a huge hole.
Not just starting right field or leadoff hitter. Looks like we could see the young kid Abreu here at some point.
You ain't kidding. The 0-2 to Duvall is swung on and missed, but it gets to the backstop. Duvall is not going to be able to advance because first base was occupied, but on the wild pitch, Yoshida is up to second. Strikeout and a wild pitch. That's 7 punch-outs for Verlander. I mean, what a decision this becomes for Alex Cora. Does he go to somebody like Rob Refsnyder, or does he say to the kid, here's the ultimate ambush. You're here on your first day in the big leagues. We wanted to get you settled in, but sorry, kid. Go get Justin Verlander.
He put Abreu in there. And you can tell him he's going to get his first start probably tomorrow. He's not going to sleep it all tonight. This way, he just throws out there and just react, man. Just go be a hitter.
Here's Tristan Casas. The pitch to him is another curve, this time low. This guy, if the box on the TV is right, he gets every pitch right.
Well, that one did hit the bottom of the box.
Maybe, by one seam, right?
Usually, I always felt like when a curveball hits the bottom of the box, it's a strike.
Because it went through the zone.
They give the curveball on the top of the box a strike, which I don't agree with.
No, to Casas, the pitch is ripped foul. A fastball straight back, and it's 1-1.
You got excited there.
I thought he might have a chance there. Now, again, you're at the end of the dugout. You're Alex Verdugo. You just cannot be ejected.
Yeah, and they're really complaining. They're showing the pitch again when things happened and started. It was a good curveball right in the bottom of the zone as a strike, and you mentioned it. You could say a few things. Hoberg did look to that dugout like saying that's enough, and that's when it has to be enough. You can't keep diving in on it because he's got you pegged. He sees who it is. He keeps hearing it from the same person. He's going to toss you.
1 to Tristan Casas. One down in Yoshida at second. The pitch is down and in. Good take there by Tristan on a slider. He appealed, no swing, and it's 2-1. This is, I think, simmering over frustrations from yesterday's ball game. The Red Sox just couldn't get the big hit. 2-1 with Story out on deck. Here's the pitch. Casas takes a curveball down and in, and it's 3-1. This is the ultimate respect from Verlander. I mean, he's got the curveball working, but he's pitching very carefully here to Tristan Casas.
Casas some good takes too, Lane, not swinging over those curveballs down and in.
3-1. See if he can unload right here. Yoshida at second. The pitch. He has a curveball, low, called a strike. Man, well, that'll get the Red Sox dugout going. That's the same pitch that was just called a ball. That one was the most borderline of the curveballs that's been called a strike, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, but, they're snapping over in the dugout, and they were, but this isn't, we're talking Junior Valentine territory here.
3-2 is swung on and missed. He got him with a slider. That is just so good from Verlander. Casas totally off balance, and they're 2 down for Trevor Story.
Certainly never gave in, did he? 3-1 breaking ball, and then 3-2 he goes with this backdoor slider. That Casas kind of out in front, a little awkward swing.
He's struck out 8 as Verlander, and here is Trevor Story. He's got one of the Red Sox 3 hits. 2 down in the top of the 4th, 2-0 Houston. Pitch. He has a fastball popped up, foul on the first base side. Diaz on the track watches it get into the seats. Out of play, and it's 0-1. Trevor had his 2 little kids here with him today and was playing catch by the Red Sox third base dugout. His oldest boy has already got Dad's arm.
Yeah, they're cute.
Throwing baseballs right into
Trevor's
the youngest
chest. Is what, a couple months old, or 4 or 5 months old maybe?
Brand new. 0-1 to Story. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, and it's 1-1. Luis Urias is out on deck. Yoshida leading at second. 1-1 to Story. Verlander's 67th pitch comes home, and Trevor pops it up again foul side of first, but this time looks like the ballpark will hold it, and Diaz by the dugout lunges back and makes the play. Hitting over, leadoff hit, but nothing more for the Red Sox. They've lost Alex Verdugo. We'll tell you who's going to be in right field when we return to Houston on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Here comes the fun at WaterWiz Water Park. Just minutes from Cape Cod. Speed down our all-new slide experience. Splash around in the wave pool. Float down the lazy river. And enjoy delicious new food options. We are now open for the season, so get ready to whiz out with the entire family. Visit waterwiz.com to buy your tickets online and save. For the best price, purchase your tickets on our website before the day of your visit.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit RIPTA.com. Thank you for riding RIPTA.
Jones and Mego, weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Well, how cool is this? The Red Sox Not happy that Alex Verdugo ejected, but Wheelchair Abreu will make his major league debut in Houston, the team that signed him and traded him a year ago. He stands out in right field as Tanner Houck takes his spot on the mound for the bottom of the fourth. Astros leading 2-0. Here's Mauricio Dubon, right-handed hitter. Pitch to him is outside. A slider from Houck, and it's 1-0. You can only imagine how fast Abreu's heart is beating out in right field. The ultimate surprise sneak attack debut. The 1-0 is on the ground, up the middle and into center field. Dubon has a leadoff base hit. Diesel Direct question of the day is brought to you by Diesel Direct. Remind you to stop wasting time at the pump. Get on-site fuel with Diesel Direct. Results coming at you at the 7th inning. It's about the Rocket, Roger Clemens, who we had a great chat with. What's the most impressive record he achieved with the Red Sox? Is it his 192 wins, his 38 shutouts, both of which are tied with Cy Young, or 2,590 strikeouts? Get your votes in now at Sox Booth. Here's John Singleton. Houck throws and a slider rip foul on the first base side. Lou, I know every major league player will never forget the first time they stepped on a major league field. It's the culmination of so many practices and games and dreams and hours in the minor leagues as John Singleton waits for Houck's 0-1 pitch. Long set. And here it is. Singleton skies one high and deep into left center field. Long run for Duvall. Yoshida over, and Duvall just in front of the warning track is there to make the play. That's really the deepest part of this yard. A little cutout in left center. A deep first out. Jeremy Pena is coming up. What do you remember about your first time?
Well, first I would say this is probably better this way.
Yeah.
Like he's just in the dugout enjoying his first day. Next thing you know, he's in the game, and maybe there's a lot less thought. But it is. It's scary. I remember National Anthem. I was in Kansas City, and it's like you felt like you're going to black out because you're right. Like everything that leads up to it.
Yeah. You have to be thinking about your parents and all the things that went into it as Pena takes a fastball up and in.
I tell you the reason why it's scary is because like your whole life, especially when you get to a certain point in pro ball, you're like, I can play at that level, I can play at that level. You know, you're in AAA saying, I can play at that level, I'm ready to go up. And the next thing you know, you're sitting there saying, okay, now I'm here, now I got to prove it.
Got to prove it. Here's Pena. The 1-0 to him is a check swing and a slider that misses outside. And isn't everything, I mean, this is an enormous ballpark. Like I imagine right now, Abreu's standing out in right field. I mean, he's played in Major League spring training games, but those fields are nothing like this. It's 2-0 to Jeremy Pena as Houck is ready. He throws, and a fastball misses inside ball 3. I've been lucky, obviously not wearing a uniform, but many times I've stood out on Major League fields. And one of the things that I think fans don't have a real appreciation for is the area behind home plate and all the levels of seating and how massive everything feels. The 3-0 is low, ball 4. So Houck, who's now thrown 60 pitches, is in a jam. 2 on with 1 out.
Yeah, I think that's some of the biggest shock waves is when you look up and you never really play in stadiums that have a third level, fourth level. You know how massive it is. Now, a lot of the AAA ballparks, minor league ballparks now are pretty big league, right? But there's only a level, one level around, maybe 2 in some spots. So how massive it is, you can get caught up in it, but you really kind of have that tunnel vision. And right now he's just focused on the hitter, scouting reports, where he's going. Try not to pay attention to the fans, the stadium, nothing.
He's deep in right field for Martin Maldonado, who crushed the ball into left field his first time. The pitch is a bunt on the first base line, riding the chalk. Wong picks it up, backhand flip to first. Nobody covering the plate. Devers down. They lead him to the plate, but he can't make the tag, and Dubon has scored from second base. Well, that was a beautiful bunt by Martin Maldonado, literally down the chalk line. Wong had to wait for Maldonado to get past the baseball to pick it up. He made a great play, picking it up with his bare hand and flipping to Casas, but then a really heads-up job by Dubon. Nobody home. He races home 3-0 Houston.
Yeah, this ball looked like the bunt was going to go foul, and that's one of the reasons why maybe they were waiting. Then it realized that it wasn't. It was just going to stay on that line. Houck kind of went for it as well. Connor goes for it. Nobody's covering the plate. Tough read for Devers. He's sprinting home, but he's not going to match Dubon.
So 2 down with a run in. Here's Jose Altuve. The pitch to him is grounded on the left side, backhanded by Story. He's got to hurry. He leaps and throws to first in time to get Altuve, and the inning is over. That was a really great job by the Astros to kind of steal a run. We go to the 5th inning in Houston, 3-0 Stros on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You know, you did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
The world needs ways to reduce carbon emissions.
We're working on solutions in our own operations.
Like carbon capture. And clean energy from hydrogen.
So, who are we?
Believe it or not, ExxonMobil. And our solutions could help industries like manufacturing,
commercial transportation,
and power generation too.
Heavy industry with low emissions. Let's deliver.
Learn more at ExxonMobil.com.
Gresh and Fourier, weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
To the 5th inning we go in Houston. Astros leading at 3-0. Luis Urias and then Connor Wong and Wilyer Abreu to make his major league debut at the plate when we come back after the station break on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will and Lou in Houston, 3-0 Astros. Luis Urias, who walked his first time to lead it off against Justin Verlander, who's been spectacular tonight. The pitch to Urias is a pop foul right toward Lou, just below him to the right. And it's 0-1. 4th inning, by the way, was brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate your car and help a child today. Free pickup 877 Cars for Kids. CarsForKids.com. Cars with a K. Urias swings and misses. I was talking to Brian Anderson, the television voice of the Milwaukee Brewers and the NBA on TNT, college basketball, so many other things. And, of course, Urias was with the Brewers. And Brian was saying that the pitch timer really messed with Urias early this season. He was one of these guys who had an elaborate, long pre-pitch routine. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a little pop-up behind first base, foul side on the run. Diaz, and he will not get there. Out of play. We see Urias bend back to try to set his posture a little bit. Apparently he was even more exaggerated with the Brewers, and it took a long time. And so once the pitch timer came into effect, he felt totally out of whack because he was just so rushed in the box.
I figure you had spring training, right, to kind of get through that and figure it out. Maybe a different sort of routine.
0-2. Swinging a high pop-up. This one will stay on the infield, halfway down the first base line. Diaz comes down. He's there to make the play. And there's a lot of pop-ups from Urias in one at-bat. He's gone. It'll bring up Connor Wong. Back to that play that scored the Astros' third run, Lou. We've talked, I think, in a fair way about the Red Sox defensive struggles lately. I don't know that there's much they could have done on that play.
No, that bunt was... They watched it go because they thought it was going foul, and about halfway down the line realized it kind of wasn't. Wong had picked it up, but Tanner's already there as well. They're halfway down the line. No one's at the plate.
Here's Wong. He drives one deep into right field. Tucker back. He cannot get it. It's over his head and off the wall, and Connor Wong in his hometown is into second base with a one-out double.
Boy, this ball was smoked. I mean, I thought this was actually a line drive right at Tucker in right field, and it just kept carrying. Over his head, hit so hard, got out there so quick, he wasn't able to get it. And Connor Wong with his speed easily into second base. And now we've got Abreu here with a man on second, scoring position.
His first ever major league at-bat. The Red Sox got him at the deadline last year. 24 years old from Maracaibo in Venezuela. He's got friends here today. Left-handed hitter with power. Verlander fires and he swings and misses at a fastball, 96 miles an hour, and it's 0-1.
Got to let it fly in the first pitch, don't you?
Especially against Verlander. He was red hot, 8 homers in AAA this month alone. 0-1. The pitch is high and outside, another fastball, and it's 1-1. One thing we can say, Abreu was not in the scouting report today in the pitchers' meetings for Justin Verlander.
No, he wasn't. You mentioned he was on fire. He had a 929 OPS in AAA, 86 games.
0-1 is swung on and missed. He took a big rip at that fastball, and it's 1-2. They've worked so hard on his plate discipline. He has had a lot of real good swings and takes. He controlled the strike zone down there. He takes his time, steps out, and takes a deep breath.
He was player of the week, August 7th to 13th, because he hit .597 with 6 home runs in a week, just a little bit over a week ago.
And now his first major league at-bat, 1-2, Verlander throws, and he takes a fastball outside, 2-2.
You know, Corey yesterday talking about he's a possibility, what do you like about him, and you hear that controls the strike zone, right? He'll draw a lot of walks, he'll get deep. There's some strikeouts, but it's because he gets deep in counts. There's also a lot of walks involved as well.
First debut against a 3-time Cy Young winner. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Ooh. He did not get cheated. A fastball gets by him, and they're 2 down. That was a mighty rib.
Swung at that 2-2 fastball like it was 2-0, 3-1. He wasn't looking to make contact on this. This is Verlander kind of humps up, too. Ooh. 96, bottom of the zone. Got it by him.
Here comes Devers. I kind of love it, Lou. You're only going to have one first at-bat ever.
Yep.
2 down for Devers. He swings and misses at a fastball, 96. I mean, for all the talk of Verlander's diminished velocity, we've not seen that tonight at all.
No, like I mentioned, the last time out against, in his last outing, he was averaging 95. He hit 97. Been hearing a lot about 93s. Haven't seen much of that here today.
0-1. Devers fouls it back, a straight fastball. And it's 0-2. It seems he saves his very best stuff for the Red Sox, going all the way back to the days with the Tigers. And he's had another brilliant night tonight. 78 pitches. That is a bonus, but he's got 9 strikeouts with 2 down in the 5th. Turner would be next. Wong leading away at second. 0-2 to Devers, the pitch. Fastball grounded on the right side. The first baseman Diaz has it. He flips to the covering Verlander. And the inning is over. The Red Sox do not pay off the 1-out double. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with Houston leading 3-0 in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Now is the time to experience America's pastime in a whole new way. Major League Baseball has teamed up with T-Mobile for Business to advance the game with next-gen 5G solutions. Going deeper with real-time data visualization, new camera angles that put fans on the field with their favorite players, and even testing an automated ball strike system in the minor leagues. This is the 5G era of baseball. See what we can do for your business at T-Mobile.com/now. Major League Baseball trademarks, user permission. Officially licensed product of MLB Players Incorporated.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Here comes the fun at WaterWiz Water Park. Just minutes from Cape Cod. Speed down all new slide experience. Splash around in the wave pool. Float down the lazy river. And enjoy delicious new food options. We are now open for the season, so get ready to whiz out with the entire family. Visit waterwiz.com to buy your tickets online and save. For the best price, purchase your tickets on our website before the day of your visit.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Tanner Houck will stay in the game as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. You'll see Alex Bregman, Kyle Tucker, and Yenar Diaz in the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers Ford of Braintree and Ford of Westboro. 3-0 Houston. Bregman is singled and grounded out. Houck's first pitch is bounced to shortstop. To Hopper, and Story calmly has it. He throws to first in time. And Tanner's 63rd pitch gets the first out of the fifth.
Tanner's looked pretty good. Again, that 75 number's creeping up there. Is probably going to be his last if he can get through this third time through the order. Big part of the order. Big hitter right here. But a little walk to Pena, maybe got in a little bit of trouble. Kind of a fluky little bunt run. But I think he's been pretty sharp here so far tonight.
Here's Kyle Tucker. A 2-run homer in the first. It's 3-0 Astros. Houck winds, he throws, and Tucker hits one back to Tanner. He lunges off the mound, gloves and flips calmly to Tristan Casas. All right, that's efficiency and then some. And quickly 2 down with Diaz at the plate. McCormick on deck. Who's on deck is brought to you by On Deck, America's largest online small business lender. Apply today at ondeck.com. This is pretty remarkable, really. 31 pitches in the first inning, and now only 64 with 2 outs in the fifth. Pitch is right in there. Fastball at 93, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, it has been really efficient since. Again, we mentioned it was 13 extra pitches in the first. Might have been able to get you 6. Still might.
Here's the 0-1. Slider misses outside. I mean, he's now in this inning thrown 4 pitches.
Yeah, and it was really big, too. After that 31 pitch first, he said, oh, man, Pax goes 4, Murphy's gives you 4. They could send him down. They really don't have a long guy. You got Sale going tomorrow. This thing could get a little hairy here, but he's done a nice job.
1-1 is swung on a miss. Good slider, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's how one game can affect the next.
And the rest of this series, and these games, of course, are critical. Because on the Subaru of New England scoreboard, the Mariners lead again, 1-2. Slider outside. They're in Chicago. They lead the White Sox 4-1. Orioles and Blue Jays tied at 3 in the 8th inning. Don't miss out on the Subaru summer. Make the most of summer in 2023. Subaru. Here's the 2-2. And it's swung on and missed. He got him with a fastball. And that is it for the Astros in the fifth. 69 pitches thrown. We'll see whether the Red Sox are inclined to start Tanner in another half inning. We go to the 6th inning. It is 3-0 Astros lead, and he just got a hug and a handshake from Alex Cora, so that answers that. Time for the offense to get going against Verlander in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry.
Your Block Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride and some fresh ocean air on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith.
Come with me to Black Island.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit RIPTA.com. Thank you for riding RIPTA.
When you stay at a Vrbo, the host doesn't stay with you. Because a vacation home with a stranger sounds a little bit like a horror movie. Only whole vacation homes, always private. Book on the Vrbo app.
You've been wanting to check out that news story that everyone's talking about, but you just can't find the time. That's why the On Deadline podcast is here. We pull together interviews from Odyssey's radio newsrooms across the country and add important context so you can really get the news fast. From wildfires and catastrophes at sea to new laws and presidential candidates, we'll have coast-to-coast coverage for you all in one place. Subscribe to On Deadline on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Hey, it's Justin Turner. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
To the 6th inning we go. Justin Turner, Masataka Yoshida, and Adam Duvall in the Herb Chambers batting order against Justin Verlander, brought to you by Herb Chambers Sprinter vans of Boston and Peabody. Here's Turner, who has singled and been called out on strikes on a couple great curveballs. Remember, he can take batting practice against Roger Clemens, 877-738-1234. We've already got a bid up for $15,500 to benefit the Jimmy Fund. Here is Turner. Pitch to him is a fastball for a strike on the inside corner.
I mean, how cool is that auction? Not just taking batting practice at Fenway, an opportunity to kind of hit one off the green monster, step in that batter's box, but look out in the mound and Roger Clemens is throwing you BP.
No kidding. 0-1 to JT from JV. Here it is. Curveball on the ground to the left side. The shortstop Pena on the outfield grass plants and throws to first in time. Not moving all that well down the line. And there's one away. Well, everyone remembers, Lou, your first Fenway at bat when you hit one over the green monster. In the prior game, I'm sure you well remember your first ever big league hit off of Mike Morgan.
I do. Minnesota. That was my first big league. My first big league game in Kansas City was off of Rosado. The kid hit the home run off of. I was 0 for 3. Flew out to right my first at bat.
Here's Yoshida, who takes a curve for a strike. So why? I looked at the box score. Val started that game. Why did you go in so early?
Well, he had gotten hurt. So I went in to play third. That's why I knew I was playing when we had gotten back to Fenway Park.
A 1 is pop foul, straight back, and it's 0-2.
So I played the last game, I think, at Kansas City, sat the first 2 in Minnesota. And, I was just a utility guy. Came up, we had somebody go down. And Val had gotten hurt in that game, so I knew I was at third base for that next series.
Thinking about that at bat for a couple of days. The 0-2 is a little bit low to Yoshida,
which is bad. That's why I was saying the ambush to this kid Abreu was probably a good thing. I remember, just thinking about it. Like Val's down, he's like, you're playing third, and it was like flight home. Gave me enough time to get half the town of Framingham, I think, to Fenway Park that day.
So you heard it, although you probably heard nothing after you made contact. The 1-2 is on the ground toward first. It's a fair ball, backhanded by Diaz, actually on the forehand side. He flips to Verlander, and a ground ball out. And 2 down for Adam Duvall. 75th pitch by a Red Sox pitcher is going to come from Josh Winkowski, who's warming in the bullpen. Brought to you by the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and the Jimmy Fund as we honor the 75th anniversary of the Jimmy Fund this season. Tanner Houck was really good as Adam Duvall stands in. One mistake, really, and then the flukish play on the bunt from Maldonado that scored a runner from second base. Duvall is twice struck out swinging. 3-0 Houston in the 6th. The pitch. Curveball low, and it's ball 1.
Now Verlander's been sharp, throwing about 75% strikes up to this point. Again, a lively fastball, averaging 95 miles an hour. He's seen 97. He's throwing a curveball slider for strikes. Getting some swings and misses. A lot in the fastball.
1-0 is on the ground hard, and it is a fair ball past the dive of Bregman. It dies on the angled wall there, and that allows Duvall to cruise into second base with a 2-out double. Well, he got a pitch to hit. Bregman almost made a spectacular play off his glove and out of play. And so now, with Duvall at second base and 2 down, here comes Tristan Casas.
Yeah, he got out in front of a slider, stayed through it. He hit a nice little hard line drive right down the line. You mentioned it, Bregman stepping a dive off of his glove, which really slowed this ball down to allow Duvall to kind of get that double. It's a good effort.
87 pitches now thrown. And we were saying, Lou, before this inning, this feels like the kind of night with a guy in Verlander who's cruising that he may just need a big bolt to get back in this game.
Yeah, 3-0 here. It's kind of a quiet night. He has been fantastic. And here he is at 87 pitches, approaching 90 here soon, and nobody up in that bullpen. You almost feel like you just need one mistake, get a little 2-run shot, feel like, take this thing late in the innings down a run.
This would be a guy to do it in Tristan Casas, though he has twice struck out against Verlander. 2 down in the 6th. 3-0 Astros with Duvall at second. Altuve and Diaz way back on the right side of the infield. Tristan waits. The pitch is pop foul on the third base side, a little late on a fastball. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, Casas gotten good hitters counts, 3-1. Worked hard to get to that, and then Verlander just did not give in. Curveball in the bottom of the zone, and then a backdoor slider right on the black. to get him his last at bat. So after not challenging him late, he comes right at him here in the first pitch.
0-1. Duvall leads at second. The pitch is a curveball, and did that hit him? It did. On the back left foot, and so now the Red Sox will bring the tying run to the plate in Trevor Story. Red Sox code word of the game, by the way, is Orbit. Orbit. Make sure to enter your code word in the member portal today to claim your points.
Well, Trevor got out in front of a slider in his first at bat in the second inning. Kind of hooked in that 5-6 hole out to left field. In the second at bat, Verlander kind of challenged him with some fastballs. See how Verlander attacks him here.
He hit one of the most impressive home runs I've ever seen him hit. In batting practice today, almost to the train tracks. The pitch here is a little outside. A fastball, 97 miles an hour with his 89th pitch, and it's 1-0 to Trevor.
This really is old school. You remember him starting games 93, 94, and this time of game he was 97, 98. It gets better as the game goes on.
The 1-0. That's in the dirt, a curveball, and it's 2-0. You got Luis Urias on deck, the Grand Slam man. 2 balls and no strikes. Duvall at second, Casas at first.
You got to settle for a heater here. Get the barrel out. If he throws you a little slider, swing and miss, start over.
2-0. The pitch is a fastball up and in, ball 3. Well, now things get really interesting. And I know Story's not hot, Lou. I know that this might not be a perfect spot for it, but against a guy like Verlander, if he finds one he likes.
I agree with you. Sometimes you got to have a feel for the game. He's on his way out right now. If he gives you a cookie, you want to drive it.
3-0. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball on the inside corner. That would have been a good pitch to drive, and it's 3-1. Now, you're not going to see many better than that from Verlander.
No, you're not. They got Kendall Graveman now getting loose out there quickly out in that bullpen.
3-1. Does Verlander have the guts to go off speed here? He's done it all night long. 3-1 is a fastball on the ground to the left side. Pena backhands the short way to second is dropped. Altuve can't handle it. Everybody's safe, and the bases will be loaded for Luis Urias. It looked like a good throw. I think Altuve just kind of dropped it.
Yeah, no, this is a nice play by Pena. It was hit, decent in the hole. He kind of gets it on the run, flips it to Altuve. Jose kind of goes down with 2 hands. And when you do that, your body, you kind of fall over it. Maybe you lose your eyes on that baseball. It's kind of knee high, but going down with 2 hands, sometimes you're better off just going down with that one and just catching the baseball like you've done your whole life. Altuve is not happy with himself for dropping that ball, and now you got to take advantage of it. You were the team that made all these mistakes last night. They beat you up for that little 2-out error. Now right here, Urias has got to make Verlander pay, whether it's Verlander, Graveman, whatever Dusty Baker decides to do.
Josh Miller, the pitching coach, this has been a really long visit on the mound. Now Pat Hoberg out to break it up. Luis Urias couldn't possibly have another grand slam in him.
Bite your tongue, Will Fleming. You're going to let him face him, it looks like.
The meeting on the mound is over. He did it in consecutive pitches between D.C. and New York, did Urias. The Crawford boxes in left are calling to him. Bases loaded with 2 down. 3-0 Astros. Verlander throws, and Urias swings and pops it up into shallow center field. Pena, the shortstop, backpedaling. Underneath it, he makes the play. And the inning is over. He was trying to go yard, but he missed it. And the Red Sox waste their best opportunity of the game. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 3-0 Astros on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Now is the time to experience America's pastime in a whole new way. Major League Baseball has teamed up with T-Mobile for Business to advance the game with next-gen 5G solutions. Going deeper with real-time data visualization, new camera angles that put fans on the field with their favorite players, and even testing an automated ball strike system in the minor leagues. This is the 5G era of baseball. See what we can do for your business at T-Mobile.com/now. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Officially licensed product of MLB Players Incorporated.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
The world needs ways to reduce carbon emissions.
We're working on solutions in our own operations.
Like carbon capture. And clean energy from hydrogen.
So, who are we?
Believe it or not, ExxonMobil. And our solutions could help industries like manufacturing,
commercial transportation,
And power generation, too.
heavy industry with low emissions. Let's deliver.
Learn more at exxonmobil.com.
Verbo Vacation Homes come with 24/7 live support. So if you ever need anything, you can reach a real person in about a minute. Because if it's 4 a.m. and you need assistance, the last thing you want to do is wait to talk to a robot.
Hey, how can I help?
After all, live support is an amenity every vacation home should have. Verbo, private vacation rentals for you and your people.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Josh Winkowski is on for the Red Sox. Going to keep it a 3-0 Astro lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. I think it's quite likely that Verlander is done. He just got Luis Arias to pop out with the bases loaded and keep the Astros ahead by 3. And now an important outing here for Winkowski in relief of Tanner Houck, who really by almost any measure was really, really good tonight.
Yeah, I thought he threw the ball well. I mean, obviously he gave up that 3-1 cookie to Tucker, took him deep in the first, but after that he really settled down. Ended up going 5 innings, 69 pitches.
Here's Chas McCormick, who takes a slider from Winkowski outside, ball 1.
But I thought the stuff played. You know, a good fastball slider right back into it. Remember, he hasn't been out there for a couple of months, so it's a good start for him.
1-0. McCormick takes a strike. Winkowski opened the game on Sunday in New York ahead of Nick Pivetta. 1 ball, 1 strike to McCormick. The pitch to him is popped high and foul down the right field line. We've got the most loquacious official scorer in the game here in Houston.
He loves listening to himself talk, doesn't he?
It's better than the alternative. A lot of places you can't hear the score. You don't know what the decisions were. Here's the 1-2. McCormick again fouls it off. But this guy, he's very deliberate.
Well, he already told us that ground ball to Pena, throw to second. It was an error on Altuve. He just came back and said, just to clarify.
And he repeated it twice.
Just repeated it in case you weren't listening the first time.
Here's the 1-2. It is, again, fouled off. Sinking fastball at 97 miles an hour, and it's 1-2.
Well, this is where now, with this Sox bullpen, you're going to have guys like Winkowski, Whitlock, Schreiber, whatever it is. If you're down a couple of runs here late or middle of the games, and you'd like to think that it allows you to stay in that game.
1-2 to McCormick is swung on and missed. A foul tip that Wong holds onto. And Winkowski fans McCormick to begin the 6th.
Too many times, when you're trailing 3-0 here in that 6th inning, you're going to go to guys, whether it's a Justin Garza, whoever it may be, and I don't mean to just name him, but there's 3 or 4 or 5 guys that have been through this bullpen that 3-0 game turns into a 5-0 game, and good night.
Sox know the importance of this one. Here's Mauricio Dubon. He lines one foul. He was the one who scored on the Maldonado bunt all the way from second. How do you like your steak? Medium? Rare? How about on sale at Shaw's and Star Market? Through Thursday, pick up beef, New York strip steak, or lamb loin chops. Bone in 3 pounds or more, $6.97 a pound. Here's the 0-1 from Winkowski. And a check swing. He went around on a slider, and it's 0-2. Blue Jays and Orioles tied at 3. White Sox trailing the Mariners 4-1 in the 5th.
I like my steaks rare plus. And there
You
seems
do.
to be some controversy there with that style.
0-2 is up and in. That's just one step up from a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's just between medium rare and rare. And a lot of places identify it. Steve DiFilippo, Davios, doesn't. Says there's no such thing. And I don't know what I'm talking about. So I like my steak.
1-2 is right there on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Winkowski's dealing 2 punch outs. That'll bring up John Singleton. Most nice steakhouses do rare properly, where it actually is red on the inside.
Yeah.
And so you're saying you want it one step above like the real bloody red.
My problem is not too many places do medium rare properly.
Exactly.
And it comes out a little bit
brown.
too cooked, and then you can't go backwards.
No. So true of so many things, Lewis. Singleton takes a cutter in the dirt, and it's 1-0.
So I would rather flirt with the rare than flirt with the medium, if you understand what I'm talking about.
You want it less cooked than more.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So many people go to these great steakhouses and spend $100 on a piece of meat and overcook it, which never makes sense to me. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. That was a great cutter, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Winkowski's looking sharp here. Good fastball. Blew away McCormick, blew away Dubon.
Infield to pull. Singleton has walked and flied to center. Here's the 1-1 with 2 down in the 6th. It's on the ground to first, but foul. Hit hard. Out of play, and it's 1-2. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form of the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of EEI and the Red Sox. 1-2 to Singleton. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high drive into left center field. Back on a Duvall, a long run on the gallop. He is not going to get there. It bounces off the track and over the wall. I think that's got to be an automatic double, and it is called as such. The fans here in Houston think it was a home run. It bounced off the warning track, and it's a 2-out double for John Singleton. I hope Duvall's okay. That looked a little squirrely sliding into the base of the wall.
Yeah, he did. He made a great effort. Just kind of ran out of room, and when he got to the track, his feet gave out. And they went flying forward. He landed on his backside. Yoshida hustling over there. Wasn't sure if that hit off the wall or went over that yellow line, which it did.
That could have been really bad. He slipped.
He went down hard.
They had him played to pull in the outfield. That's why Duvall had no chance to get there. Here's Jeremy Pena. Singleton at second. The pitch is a curveball down and away. Cutter, rather. And it's 1-0. What's the best side dish at a good steakhouse?
I'm a cream of spinach kind of guy. But you need some form of potato. I don't know if you're going to go fingerling, if you're going to go mashed.
Some of the great places have outstanding French fries, too. 1-0 to Pena is high.
Yeah, it's good. My wife enjoys asparagus. A little asparagus. She likes that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, sometimes I'm just old school broccoli. Depends on the mood.
We had a creme brulee corn earlier this year that was spectacular. 2-0. Swing and a miss. That was a good slider, and it's 2-1. But I'm with you. You got to get some kind of veggies with the red meat and absolutely a potato with it.
Yeah. I mean, don't make it more complicated than it is.
2 balls, 1 strike to Pena. The pitch is outside. Are you a Bernays guy?
No, I'm just a little salt, little pepper. Again, keep it simple. I don't need to do the extra sauce. If I need sauce, they telling me your steak's not that good.
You got that right. They know steak in this part of the world, that's for sure. 3-1 to Jeremy Pena. Pitch is outside. And it looked like Winkowski just really didn't want to give in to Pena, which makes some sense with Martin Maldonado on deck. However, these 2 days, Martin Maldonado's been a really good hitter.
Yeah, he got a knock in his first at-bat. Then he had that sack bunt, that push bunt down the line that actually scored Dubon from second base, perfectly placed. Last night had a big double as well early in that game.
Lou, by the way, we are now up to $23,500 on the Roger Clemens batting practice experience at Fenway Park. How cool is that?
That is amazing. That is amazing. Of course, everything going to the WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, which will be starting in a week.
More than double what we raised a year ago. Again, 877-738-1234 to place a bid. This feels like a must-out for Winkowski right here, especially with Altuve out on deck. But most of all, it's 3-0 already in the 6th inning. And Red Sox are about to see some of the great bullpen arms the Astros have.
Although Presley may be down, their closer. He threw a couple nights ago and came in last night. You remember in that game, it was a save situation until a couple of solo shots back-to-back nights. He might not be able to go.
Pickoff play is on. They throw to second, but not in time to get Singleton. For this Red Sox team this year, that play has not gone well.
No, and it's just an old school. You teach this one at young ages, right? Catcher kind of flashes his glove down when the shortstop or second base breaks to the bag. Pitcher just spins and throws.
Here's the pitch to Maldonado, and it is a fastball right there at the top of the zone. 97, and it's 0-1.
For some reason, that play is around the league. I mean, I've watched other games, and other teams are doing it as well. And literally, that's something you teach at youth baseball as like a simple pickoff play.
The catcher calls it. Here's the 0-1, and it's bounced on the left side. Devers, gloves, he clutches, he throws to first in time to get the catcher Maldonado. Rafi thought about going to second, but then in the end made the right call, and the inning is over. Well, Verlander is done. To the Astros bullpen we go. In the seventh, 3-0. Red Sox trail on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah. No, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Way out here?
How is that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Here comes the fun at WaterWiz Water Park. Just minutes from Cape Cod. Speed down our all-new slide experience. Splash around in the wave pool. Float down the lazy river. And enjoy delicious new food options. We are now open for the season, so get ready to whiz out with the entire family. Visit waterwiz.com to buy your tickets online and save. For the best price, purchase your tickets on our website before the day of your visit.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Connor Wong to lead it off against Kendall Graveman as we go to the seventh inning in Houston. 3-0 Astros. Wong and then Wheelier Abreu. And Rafi Devers in the Herb Chambers batting order, sponsored by Herb Chambers, Audi Burlington, and Audi Brookline. Wong ripped a double his last time off of Verlander, who is done. This is the kind of start the Astros know very well from Justin Verlander, and the kind for which they traded for him this year. The pitch is a strike to Connor Wong, and it's 0-1 from Kendall Graveman.
There's another guy there they picked up at the deadline as well. Fastball, slider. He's going to sit in that 96 range. Picked him up years ago when he was closing for Seattle.
0-1 is fouled back. Remember, when the Mariners traded him here, there was like a revolt in the Seattle clubhouse. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he traded away our closer. We're battling. And he turned around and did the same thing this year with Sewald. And pretty much they've been one of the hottest teams in baseball, if not the hottest team in baseball since.
Yeah, they're on fire. They lead the White Sox tonight 4-1. Blue Jays and Orioles tied at 3 in the 8th. Here's the 0-2 to Wong. He swings and misses. He's gone on a slider. That'll bring up Abreu. Look, this is not an affront to Wheelier Abreu, who's been a very talented player. Red Sox have high hopes for him, but this kind of spot late in the game, when you're trailing by 3, it underscores why it's such a bad look for Verdugo to get tossed in a game like this. I mean, you need your veteran, experienced hitters to come in against guys like Graveman ahead of Devers as Wheelier takes a fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to do it. And what was it, the third inning or so, whenever that was, fourth inning.
0-1 to Abreu. Graveman throws, and he takes a fastball high, and it's 1-1.
Abreu's first at bat did not get cheated at all. I mean, you talk about controlling the zone. That swing is a big swing. Curious to see how kind of eye he does have.
1-1 misses outside. That was a good take on a curveball. And it's 2-1. You could understand the adrenaline pumping his
Sure.
first time against Verlander. He just wanted to let it rip.
He's got a very simple stride, though. Keeps everything really slow. It's probably why he sees the ball well, but when he unloads, boy.
2-1. Swing and a drive into right field. That is down for a hit. Wilyer Abreu is around first. He is into second base. He will hold at second. His first major league hit is a rally sparker in Houston. A double with one down in the top of the seventh.
Well, there's that bat speed there, boy. Did he get to this fastball down in the zone and hit an absolute rocket here to right center for his first big league hit? It's a double. They flipped the ball in to the dugout. Red Sox got a hold of that one. This thing was smoked. 108.9 off the bat.
Very cool, by the way, of Jeremy Pena. He just went over and shook the kid's hand. A moment he'll never forget. Here now, Devers. The pitch to him is way outside ball one, and I think that takes so much of the pressure off tomorrow. Because every player thinking about their big league debut, of course, but everybody wants to get the first hit out of the way. He has done that in a key spot. 1-0 to Devers. Here's the pitch, and it is outside. Good take, a fastball, and it's 2-0.
Yeah. Cora before the game said he's most likely going to play tomorrow, and when he does, he's probably going to play center. So almost like that Jarren Duran left-handed bat option for Duvall.
2-0 to Devers, the pitch. Swing and a foul on the first base side. He got a slider that was down and in. And it's 2-1. Now, you know, you just know that Rafi is trying to do something big here. As difficult the 2 days as it's been in Houston. Abreu at second. 2-1 to Rafi. Here's the pitch. Devers takes low. That's patience.
Yeah, I like it. Just getting back to that approach again. That he came out of it in New York. There was a couple of line drives to left and a hard ground ball up the middle. And I just loved him. Even with that short porch in right, he wasn't committed to it. And almost seemed like that really got him locked in for the next two.
3-1 is inside ball four, and Devers draws a walk, and that means that Justin Turner will come up as the tying run with one down in the seventh.
That's a good walk, kind of past the torch. And now you got Turner in here now, a really good opportunity. You missed one last inning, had the bases loaded. Verlander struggling to get him out of the game. He was fantastic. And now Graveman here in a little bit of a jam, facing right now the guy, if you're the Red Sox, that you want up.
Justin's 2 for 3 in his career against Graveman. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Turner fouls it straight back. Fastball in on his hands a little bit. And it's 0-1. Justin has been the Sox best hitter with runners in scoring position. Just fabulous in these spots. .372 with a .637 slugging percentage. 0-1. Graveman looks to Abreu, the pitch. Check swing. It looked like he went around. No, says the first base umpire. Esther Ceja, that stuns me.
Respect.
Jackson, it's 1-1.
Respect around the league. I was with you in that little slider away. I thought he had went, and that's a big decision here. 1-1 instead of 0-2.
Here's the 1-1. Turner takes outside. Another slider. And it's 2-1. Graveman is upset. You can hear him barking on the mound.
Yeah, because of that, Maldonado, the veteran that he is, going to go out there and calm down his pitcher.
And that's, don't you think, directly because of the no call on the check swing. And all those scores, the Blue Jays and O's, White Sox and Mariners on the Subaru of New England scoreboard. Don't miss out on a Subaru summer. Make the most of summer in a 2023 Subaru. This is the final inning during which you can bid on the Roger Clemens batting practice experience. We're at 24,000. Next bid would be 24,500. Here is Justin Turner waiting for a 2-1 pitch. Wilyer Abreu just got his first big league hit at second. Devers is at first. Here's the 2-1. Turner rips one down the left field line. Foul. He just hooked it outside the chalk by 2 or 3 feet, and it's 2-2.
That ball was a good 6 inches in off the plate. He just pulled those hands in, just couldn't keep it fair. Almost like the pitcher's too far for him to do it.
Yoshida's on deck. 2 on with 1 out for Turner, who's just so calm in these spots. Digs back in, looking out at Graveman, who throws. And JT takes outside another great patient at. It's 3-2.
Not easy. Graveman comes in with that fastball, he turns on it, and he keeps laying off of these sliders just off the plate. It's really good takes.
First and second, they lead. 3-2. The pitch is strike 3 called. That looked to be a little bit outside. Turner sure thought. Pat Hoberg, who's usually so good, gave that one about a ball off the plate. What a call that is. And they're 2 down.
Yeah, this is it. The four-seamer up and away. Just outside that little box. Could have went either way. It's going to be hard to be upset. Obviously, as a hitter, you are.
Here's Yoshida, who takes low, ball 1. I think the thing that Alex Cora and Pete Fatsi continuously say is it drives them nuts when a veteran hitter like that does a great job taking a close pitch and doesn't get rewarded for it.
As he said, every pitch matters. Trying to throw an adjective in there.
1-0 to Yoshida. Here he swings and misses. He lost his feet again. They're on a changeup, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's a big at-bat here. You are in the 7th. Got a little bit of rally coming in. You got Verlander out, Graveman on the ropes. Made a really good pitch to Turner. You'd have to see Yoshida here pick him up.
1-1 is low. Good take on a changeup, and it is 2-1 to Yoshida. And Duvall is out on deck. 3-0 Astros in the 7th. 2-1 the pitch. Yoshida loops one into left field. Off the end of the bat, McCormick in front of the warning track is there to make the play. And the inning is over. The Red Sox have left 5 on in the last 2 innings. More struggles with runners in scoring position in Houston. At the stretch, it's 3-0 Astros in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
El programa piloto de tarifa gratuita para la airline de Ripta finaliza el 30 de octubre. A partir del 1 de octubre, los pasajeros deben pagar la tarifa completa en todos los autobuses de la airline de la Autoridad de Transporte Público de Rhode Island. Pague su tarifa Ripta con una tarjeta inteligente Wave, la aplicación móvil Wave o con $2 en efectivo. El 1 de octubre tenga lista su tarifa de autobús cuando aborde la airline. Para obtener más información visite ripta.com. Gracias por abordar Ripta.
When you stay at a Vrbo vacation home, the host doesn't stay with you. So when you share an inside joke, sunscreen, or couch, it will only be with people you want to be there. Because without privacy in your vacation home, it isn't really a vacation. Is it? Only whole vacation homes. Always private. Book on the Vrbo app.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Now, Mauricio Jovera is on for the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. So Winkowski came on to face 5 through 8, and now it's Jovera to face the really lethal top of the Astros order. A critical assignment for him. It'll be Altuve, Bregman, and Tucker. By the way, the Red Sox are now 3 for their last 26 with runners in scoring position.
Well, they were 3 for 18 last night. They left 11 guys on, and here in this game down 3-0, they've left 10 men on, and they are 0 for 9 in this one.
Here's Altuve, right-handed hitter.
And as you mentioned, 5 in the last 2 innings.
Had big-time chances. The pitch to Altuve is a slider that Jovera throws so many of, and that one missed outside for ball one. Altuve has twice grounded to short and been called out on strikes. Here's the 1-0. That is a little high. This is the problem for Jovera. He too often falls behind and does not throw enough strikes. A hitter like Altuve, an umpire like Hoberg, that's a bad combo. Here's the 2-0. That one pours in there. Taken for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, I agree, because he's got pretty good stuff. I mean, he's got a power sink. This thing really moves. And that slider's pretty good playing off of it as well. It's just he finds himself behind or misses location at times.
2-1. Is on the ground to third. Devers plays the second hop. Altuve is like trotting down the line. Devers has plenty of time to settle himself and throw. And there's one down.
I've seen a lot of that from Altuve this series. What? Right? Like, just, I don't know. I mean, it's not the injury that he had before, isn't with his legs, but.
I mean, and, you know, don't you think, Lou, with a guy at third who's struggling so much, you might want to put a little more pressure on him?
Well, you come out of the box running hard. You don't think that infielder sees it, boy. Maybe there's just a little bit of panic and you rush it. That was good rhythm there from Rafi on that play, though.
Here's Bregman, who takes a strike. Fastball right on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
You know, that play there from Rafi, that bare hand was up with the glove. It was a lot closer, and it was easier for the transition. I'm going to stick with that for a little bit.
0-1, another strike with a fastball. And it's 0-2. For every 4-bagger the Red Sox hit this season, Red Sox Radio Network donates $40 to Cars for Kids. We're making our donation. You should too. 877 Cars for Kids or carsforkids.com. The 0-2. That is just outside. Very close. Fastball. And it's 1-2. Alex Cora told me before the game that it was very difficult to send Chris Murphy down. That Chris was super emotional about it. 1-2 is outside. He said, look, just be ready for your next appearance. You never know what can happen. But he also said something I found great, which was you can never promise guys they're going to come back. Because you just don't want to put yourself in a bad spot. The 2-2 is a slider outside. However, in this case, I mean, the 1st of September is coming, and you would think that Murphy would be very high on the list when the rosters expand.
Yeah, I don't know what goes into decisions. I can't help but think, you know, Paxton only going forward, him going for himself was the reason why he got sent down.
For sure. 3-2 is outside ball 4. He walked him. So Jovera got ahead of Bregman, and here comes Alex Cora. And is he going to get on Pat Hoberg here? Yes, he is. He's about to get run from this game. I mean, he's upset about the pitch to Turner.
He already was.
And now he's saying, with a foot, he's painting on the outside of the plate right where that pitch was called to Justin Turner. This is defending his veteran, Justin Turner, and he is all over Pat Hoberg. I missed it. Did he already get thrown out?
Yeah, he got thrown the minute he walked out, because the minute the manager walks out arguing balls and strikes, you're going to get tossed. I'm with you. I was looking at the pitcher, and he threw him out right away. Cora came storming out of that dugout. Put his foot on that left-handed batter's box chalk to let him know where those pitches are, and he letting him have it.
This is just standing up for your players. And this is the second time in a few days that Alex has been ejected. And now he's giving it to Brian O'Nora, the crew chief, who's walking Alex back to the third base dugout. Alex sort of handed him a pen, and now Hoberg threw it back at him, which Alex will not appreciate. And I think this is, in some ways, just an accumulation of all the frustration the last couple days. I mean, it goes back to Junior Valentine and that horrendous strike zone, and now here, a key sequence to Turner, who he thought worked a great walk. He was not rewarded for it, and now here's Kyle Tucker.
Well, he knows the value of the walk, you know, and moving the line. We saw it in New York. A lot of those big rallies happened because of a walk to get to the next guy.
Here's Tucker, and a fastball to him is in there for strike one. I mean, that was a ball to Alex Bregman, but it's very similar to the pitch that Turner was rung up on. I mean, probably a little bit further outside.
Yeah, it was a little bit more outside. The reaction from Wong, he caught that ball, and we said ball 4. He dropped his head. He thought it was a strike.
Here's the 0-1, and Tucker takes low. I think that's Alex's 5th ejection this year.
That was a good one.
He earned it.
Yeah, he let him have it.
Yeah.
I don't know what he said from the dugout. Obviously, all you can do is question balls and strikes. You're going to get thrown out, but he went out there and let him hit it pretty good.
Dangerous spot here to Tucker. 1-1. The pitch is just inside. I mean, that again is close.
Yeah, and I think the frustration, too, the last couple of nights here. He talked about yesterday being after the game, saying one of the sloppiest games we'd played all year. Even with that, plenty of opportunity to get into that game. He went 3 for 18. And then here again, just missing that big hit. You know, we mentioned 0 for 10 with scoring position, so a couple of games that can be had. They're just not getting that big hit.
2-1 to Tucker. That misses inside again. And Llovera is nibbling, and he's just not going to get those calls. It's now 3-1. The Blue Jays have scored 3. They lead 6-3. So if the Red Sox don't turn this game around, they will be 5 back of everyone in the wild card race. Stakes are high. 3-1 to Tucker. Here's the pitch. And a slider ripped foul. That was a bit of a hanger. But he got away with it, and it's 3-2. Now they've changed things, Lou, because of all the scandals, some of which happened right here in Houston. You get delayed video. Like the managers cannot watch pitches in real time to know whether a pitch was a ball or a strike. So undoubtedly what happened is between the break in the inning, Alex went into the video room, looked at that pitch, and saw that it was a ball to Justin Turner. 3-2. Tucker grounds it back to Llovera. He's got a chance at a double play, but a low throw off the glove of Story, and the defensive woes continue. The inning should be over. Llovera yanked the throw to the third base side. Story was putting himself in position to try to come across the bag and turn the double play. He could not catch it, and everybody's safe. 2 on with 1 out.
Yeah, Llovera catches this baseball, and to me, almost thinks about throwing it to first base. And then because of that, his body's out of position and shot puts it to second, and he throws a ball, to Trevor Story's basically right ankle. So coming across the bag, trying to get some rhythm to throw it. All of a sudden now you got to reach down to your right ankle. You're definitely not going to turn 2 on that ball, but I'm sure Story would have loved to have caught it. He should have caught the baseball, and we should at least have 1 out. But the minute Llovera caught that ball, he looked to first and then realized, wait, I got to throw the ball to second. And because of that, threw the ball off balance, shot put through him like a changeup.
It's one of those spots where for a young pitcher, the game kind of speeds up.
It definitely sped up on him right there.
2 on, 1 out. Here's Yainer Diaz. The Red Sox have again given one of the great offenses in the game extra outs. Llovera throws, and a slider misses way inside ball 1. This is just hard to watch. You cannot expect to be a contending team when you are this poor defensively. It is just as simple as that. 1-0, the pitch. Slider fouled off. I think he got away with one there. That was right in the zone, and it's 1-1. So you're saying on that, even though Llovera yanks the throw, Story could have kind of adjusted and maybe caught that ball.
Oh, yeah. No, he'll tell you he should have caught the baseball. The ball was in the air. It's just that as a shortstop, you're trying to get that chest-high feed because you're coming across the bag to try to finish off the double play, and instead they throw it behind you. So now all your momentum is stopped. You got to bend down by your right ankle to catch the baseball.
1-1 is on the ground into right field. That's a base hit. Abreu's got a huge arm. He's going to come up throwing. Around third comes Bregman. Wheelier's throw. Air mails Wong all the way to the backstop. Because of that, Tucker over to third. Diaz up to second. The error bites the Red Sox, and it's 4-0 Astros.
Yeah, even on that throw, Abreu kind of catches the ball and then looks up to see if the man is running or not, rather than just kind of coming up and throwing. You see he kind of takes a peek, and he airmails this throw over Wong's head. And if he had thrown a ball to Wong, he would have got Diaz on his way to second base, and Tucker was standing there.
I think they have to give Abreu a throwing error. They give the RBI to Diaz. Maybe they're saying he goes to second on the throw as McCormick takes a ball outside. So it won't be an error because I guess once the throw comes home, they're saying that Diaz was heading for second anyway.
The problem was Tucker stayed at second base.
Right.
And he wasn't going to third. Diaz was going to second. If Wong had caught that ball, you would have had 2 players on second base, could have got a free out.
Infield in and a fastball right there from Llovera, and it's 1-1.
So, I mean, you look at that play, yeah, Diaz was running to second, but Tucker stopped at second rather.
It's also a guy trying to do a little much in his big league debut.
Airing it out.
He does have a strong arm. We saw that. 4-0 Astros. Second and third. The 1-1 is a strike on the outside corner.
So, to me, I still think it's an error because that's the only reason why Tucker went to third.
I'm with you, and I think they'll probably revisit that and tell us about it 7 times on the speakers. Tucker at third, Diaz at second. Jovera is ready. He throws. And a ground ball back up the middle. Backhanded by Urias. Lovely pick, but a throw that's late. Foot first slide. Tucker scores, and it's 5-0. Did he just call him out?
Called him out. Must have been a great job by Connor Wong.
Don't you think the Astros will challenge this? How in the world? Did he just forget that wasn't a force play? Connor Wong did not tag him before the foot came through.
My thought was that Wong put his foot and didn't allow him to touch the plate. I'm with you. I thought he was safe. It was a great pick by Urias, but when he threw this ball home, it had made Connor Wong backhand this throw, and when he put the tag down,
And now he points to the plate, and he is safe.
Well, Pat Holberg right now is a little bit talking about game speeding up on you.
Well,
he thought the bases were loaded. He thought it was a tag play. You got a home plate umpire, doesn't realize that the bases weren't loaded. It was second and third. My first thought was that Connor Wong blocked the plate and Tucker never touched the plate.
Now Ramon Vasquez out. He's saying, you guys cannot make this basic a mistake. I mean, to me, that's the only explanation, Lou. He thought it was a force play.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't even close, by the way. Not even close.
No, when you see the save play, like I said, thinking maybe Tucker never touched the plate, that Connor Wong blocked the plate with his foot or something. No. But this is an awful call, and the only reason is because Pat Holberg, the home plate umpire, didn't realize it was second and third. He thought it was bases loaded in the force play.
Well, what do you got on Urias coming home? I don't think he had any chance to get him.
No, it was a chopper up the middle. It was a really nice pick, and that's just trying to do too much as well. Tucker runs really well. You got to know the base runner at third.
On the play, Diaz over to third. It is now first and third. 5-0 Houston. And the throwing error by Jovera, enormous. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Should have been out of the inning. It's a comebacker, man on first, right to him. He kind of spins, looks to first base, doesn't throw it right away, and then throws a changeup down and away to Story. That should have been a double play out of the inning.
Well, and there's another part of this. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. Of course, the Abreu throw moves Tucker to third. He's not scoring. No, the infield's not in on that play.
And that ground ball might have been another double play. So it's just a mess at this point. This inning right now should have been out of it a few hitters ago.
Well, it ain't just this inning that's a mess. The 0-2 as the runner goes from first is a strike. The throw to second, not in time. Foot first slide there for Chaz McCormick. So a stolen base, now 2 more in scoring position. This is just unacceptable defense for a major league team.
Well, you got to turn double plays. I mean, those are savers for staffs, everything. You got to turn double play. Now the infield's got to be in. You got some speed too at first base. Oh, Diaz doesn't run great.
Here's the 1-2, and it is popped up in a shallow right field. Abreu racing in. Back to third, tagging is Diaz. Wheelier gloves, and they will not even test it. Throw is cut off by Casas, and at last they're 2 down. I mean, you issue a 1-out walk if you're Jovera. This is where the trouble starts. They got a close-up of Pat Holberg. He is really feeling it right now, the home plate umpire. That's the kind of mistake that has you second-guessing yourself after you've ejected a manager. So he had Bregman 0-2, did Jovera. Then he walked him. Then the comebacker from Tucker is where everything unraveled. And it's not been pretty since. The overthrow from Abreu and the poor decision by Urias. Here's Singleton, who takes a strike on the outside corner of the slider, and it's 0-1. I mean, this is a game in which Rafi's had another misplay, and the Red Sox just have not been good enough again on defense. 0-1 to Singleton, and he takes a fastball that was off the plate and in, 1-1.
I've seen players kind of not know how many outs there are at times. I don't remember really recalling a home plate umpire not realizing who's on base and thinking it's a forced play at the plate, not realizing it's second and third, and then a tag needs to be applied.
1-1 with 2 down, and a fastball is in there for a strike. Clearly, he was still thinking about the conversation with Alex Cora.
Yeah, his head's spinning. The game sped up on him. He just rung a manager. He had a manager air him out. And he wasn't focused on what his job was at that point.
1-2 to Singleton. The pitch is outside. How quickly this thing has unraveled. Not just this game, but potentially everything. I mean, the Red Sox swept the Yankees, came here flying high. But then yesterday, 3 for 18, sloppy defense. They get blown out in the opener. Now trailing 5-0. They've made 3 more errors. The 2-2 is inside, and it's a full count to John Singleton. Now they have gone back and looked at the play and allowing Tucker to move to third and given the error to Willier Abreu, which is the right call. 3-2 to Singleton. The pitch is ripped into right field. Fair ball, and 2 more runs will score. Abreu over into the corner. Diaz scores. McCormick behind him. An absolute disaster in Houston, and it's 7-0 Astros.
Another guy, too, he had in a good count, 1-2, fell behind 3-2, and on the little breaking ball, double down the line, and you mentioned things just unraveling. That's a fastball, actually, just unraveling right now, and really this team kind of goes as their offense goes, right? And if they're swinging the bats, again, you mentioned it, they're 3 for 28, 29, 27 rather, in these 2 games with guys in scoring position. If they're putting up runs, they feel a little bit better. Maybe they can mask some of the miscues that might happen within a game. But some of these things here, like Cora said before the game, talking about plays that need to be made. I just want the plays that should be made. I want to come back with a man on first and 1 out. I want my pitcher to not try to throw the ball to first and then realize that, I got to throw the ball to second to turn 2, and then his body's not in position to make the throw. Make the plays that should be made. Those are the things that are killing this ball club. Forget about the great plays that aren't made. We know those are happening, but now it's just routine plays that aren't being made.
So here's Jeremy Pena with 2 down. 7-0 Astros. 4 runs in. Should have been a scoreless frame. Pena stands in. Pitch to him is a slider that almost hit him up and in. Obviously no intent there. Rivera wants a new ball. It's 1-0. And we are closing in on the last time to be able to bid on the Roger Clemens batting practice experience. $26,000 is the new number. 1-0. It is a strike on the outside corner. So that's the good news. That's silver lining in a dark cloud. As the Red Sox really teetering here in Houston. The Blue Jays have beaten the Orioles 6-3. The Mariners lead the White Sox 6-1. As Pena grounds on foul outside of third, and it's 2-1. I mean, these are not difficult plays for Major League Baseball players, Lou. They're just not.
Well, it's just PFPs, right? Pitchers practice. Comebacker, man on first. Should be a no-brainer. You spin, you set your feet, deliver a good throw chest high to your shortstop. We turn 2, we're in the dugout, 3-0.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Rivera trying to get out of this mess. The pitch is a little outside of fastball. And, of course, we understand why Murphy went down because he threw 4 innings yesterday. He's not going to be available for a few days.
And you feel for him, too, right? Paxton goes 4 innings. He gets to go 4, and because he goes 4 not available for 3 or 4 days, he gets sent down.
2-2 is outside. And there's really a domino effect from James's short start yesterday beyond Murphy. Because you knew you were going to have a short Houck today. You know you got Sale tomorrow. He, too, is on a pitch count. They just don't right now have enough bullets to afford those kind of short starts. 3-2 is strike 3 call. He got him, and a nightmarish inning comes to a close. 4 unearned runs. As we go to the 8th inning, 7-0 Astros on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Yeah, no, So I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
You've been way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit RIPTA.com. Thank you for riding RIPTA.
The Rich Keefe Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Ryan Stanek is on to pitch for the Houston Astros as we go into the 8th inning, 7-0 Houston. Dubon is going to, move on to the infield, I believe. Yeah, he is at second base, Dubon is. Altuve is out of the game. Jake Myers is now center fielder for the Astros as Stanek will face Duvall, Casas, and Story in the Herb Chambers batting order, which in this inning is brought to you by Herb Chambers, Lexus of Sharon, and Lexus Hingham. Another extraordinarily frustrating night for the Red Sox here in Houston. Here's Adam Duvall, who tonight has twice struck out and doubled. Pitch to Adam is fouled off the mask. And, Lou, there are a lot of reasons to be disappointed with the first two games here in Houston. The Red Sox are going to fall 5 out of the wild card, barring a miraculous comeback here in the last 2 innings. And they're staring up at the Astros, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, and in real danger of falling out of this thing. The 0-1 is outside. But most disappointing of all is the way they've played and the way they've lost these games.
Yeah, I mean, if you go out there offensively, you're losing games. You hit a 3-run bomb in the first, but a 5-3 game or a 3-0 game.
1-1 is ripped foul outside the third base bag, and it's 1-2.
That's baseball. You can come out and say, well, they executed pitches, we just didn't get it done. Scoring position, and they haven't. Last couple of nights haven't really come up with that big hit, and if that was just the game and it was clean and you lose, you can live with it. You can come back and say, listen, we just didn't get a big hit. We will. We're still playing good baseball, but defensively it's been kind of ugly here for a couple of days.
It has. 1-2 misses inside 2-2. I mean, look, I applaud Alex Cora for standing up for Justin Turner, coming out and getting thrown out of a game for the second time here, trying to, really have the back of his team. But if we're being fair about it, this game has been about a lot more than that one call. The 2-2 is line foul on the first base side.
Yeah, I mean, last night, for example, you lose that ball game 9-4. You're down here 7-0. And you say you're just getting run out by an Astros team just dominating you right now, and you can't really say that as much as you're really helping them along the way to create these runs.
2-2 is high and deep into left field. This thing is back, and it is gone. A homer for Adam Duvall, his second in as many nights, and the Red Sox are on the board. It's 7-1. Well, that's where, had the double play been turned, that would be a much bigger swing. The Red Sox get their first run.
Well, we saw this actually in Washington, if you remember. Real ugly ball game. 9-1 game. It got away. They put up a 3 or 4 spot there in that middle innings. Next thing you know, the Sox put up a 6 spot and made it 9-7, but because the damage was already done. And you could say that about that 7th inning, as you pointed out. Jovera spins, throws, makes a good throw to second and 2. It's a 3-1 ball game right now. But much like that Washington game, these at-bats count. Kind of get some feel going for the next day.
Here's Casas. He takes outside. Ball 1. Maybe some more at-bats strung together for Boston here. 7-1 Houston. Casas has been hit by a pitch and twice struck out. Here, he pops one high into left field. McCormick circling around it in front of the warning track. He's there to make the play, and there's the first out of the 8th. I think that the discussion about the defense, Lou, should be broken into sort of two parts. One of them is in the immediate short-term future. It is going to be extremely difficult for the Red Sox to make up the ground they need to in the wild card race if they don't make plays, which is at this exact moment the most pressing thing facing the club as Trevor Story digs in with one down in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch, and it's ripped into right field on a line. Tucker is there with a foot-first slide to make the play. That's encouraging for Trevor. He's hit the ball harder today. But the 2 down for Luis Urias. But then there's the long term, and that is an entirely different and I think in some ways more difficult discussion because you got some of the foundational pieces on the team really struggling to catch the ball.
Yeah, and you got a DH you'd really like to bring back next year, Justin Turner, right, with the year he's having. So if he comes back as that DH, and you got Yoshida who needs some time at DH, and Devers, Casas.
Here's the pitch to Luis Urias, and that fastball from Stanek is a strike on the outside corner.
There's some long-term concerns there about him defensively, and again, I said Casas is a young kid, so he can work on that first step movement, that pre-pitch movement to help him move a little better left and right.
0-1. While Urias fouls it back to the screen, it's 0-2.
It's amazing. It really has killed them. They got some guys that can throw the baseball. They obviously have a pretty good lineup. But defensively, it's just... it's 27 outs. You can't just keep giving 28, 29, 30, 31 outs to big league teams, especially good ones like this.
0-2, Urias takes a little bit low, very close, and it's 1-2. You said something 2 or 3 weeks ago that I thought was so true, and that is the Red Sox have made a lot of defensive mistakes in wins, too. It's just that they get more masked when they put up 6, 7, 8 runs.
Yeah.
1-2. That's in the dirt.
Yeah, they've gone on winning streaks. That doesn't mean they're playing great defense during those streaks. It's just that when you're up 7-1 and an error occurs and maybe they give up a run, it's like, okay, it's 7-2. You go on and win a ball game, we don't talk about it. But when you're out, at certain stretches when you're not scoring runs, defense, base running, everything gets really out there for you to see.
2-2 is low. Fastball, and it's 3-2. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan Postgame show, saving the action-packed Nissan lineup today at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. 7-1 Houston. Bases empty with 2 down in this top of the 8th inning. Urias swings and drives one off the end of the bat into left field. McCormick there, inning over. Red Sox get a homer from Duvall, but nothing more. Bottom 8 is next. 7-1 Astros in the Shaw's Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How was that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass-market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass-market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all RIPTA R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave or $2 cash. For details, visit RIPTA.com.
Jones and Mego, weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Brendan Bernardino on for the Red Sox here. In the bottom of the 8th inning, he's going to get number 9-hole hitter Martin Maldonado. Jake Myers, who came into the game for Jose Altuve, moved out to right center field rather, and Alex Bregman for the Houston Astros. Red Sox trail this one 7-1. They got on the board in the top of the 8th on a solo home run from Adam Duvall, his second in 2 nights. Bernardino coming on here. Not really a situational spot for him, although Tucker is up 4th, the lefty. Just more of a situation of needing another arm to get through this one here. It's been another sloppy effort here from the Boston Red Sox as they're about to fall 5 games back in a wild card. A couple games left here in Houston.
And of course, Lou, this is a spot where you never want to use Brennan Bernardino, your best lefty in the bullpen. The Astros have Kyle Tucker and Yordan Alvarez, and you really prefer to use him in a much bigger spot later in this series. So another domino that falls because of the short starts the last couple of nights is Martin Maldonado stands in. The pitch from Bernardino is a strike on the inside corner. I'll show you the results of the Diesel Direct poll question that talked about Roger Clemens' best achievement with the Red Sox. The pitch to Maldonado is a strike on the inside corner with a curveball, and it's 0-2. The votes are in, and I'm a little surprised by the tally, to be honest. 0-2. Pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a great curveball. So Maldonado is gone. Fans think that the 38 shutouts is the most important stat for Roger Clemens.
Well, see, I was going to go with that as well. Ooh. And I think it's only because fans right now look at shutouts as one of the greatest achievements in sports. Because you just don't see guys go 9 innings.
It's true.
A shutout. I think it is still a great achievement.
I'll take the 192 wins myself as Bernardino misses low with a curveball to Jake Myers, who's batting in Altuve's spot. And it's 1-0 to him. This right-handed hitter takes a strike on the outside corner. Another curveball. He's thrown all curves, and it's 1-1.
Our guy's still throwing out pitching lines in our ears. Guy likes to talk here.
The 1-1 pitch misses low. It's 2-1 to Jake Myers.
I get it. It's old school. He's going to kind of tell everybody what the final lines are, but we all have iPads in front of us. Like, I can just look it up, can I?
Here's a swing and a foul back to the screen. They also don't have, like, the volume knob. You know, a lot of ballparks, you can control the volume. This is like...
Here's the final line on Justin Verlander. Yeah, I know. I got an iPad. We're all in the media. He's only talking to media people. They all got iPads in front of them. They know what the final line is.
2-2 pitch is a foul ball at the feet of Myers, and it remains 2-2. At the very least, we certainly don't need to hear it twice.
No, I guess maybe I got a short fuse right now.
You do.
Not quite like Cora, who let Hoiberg have it tonight, boy.
Yeah, you can understand that. 7-1 Astros in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bernardino throws, and Myers takes outside. It's 3-2. For every Red Sox double, we're going to donate $50 to the American Diabetes Association. Brought to you in part by the Massachusetts Health Connector, the place to go if you need health insurance. They've had some doubles today. Pitch is ripped on a hop to short into left field past the lunging Trevor Story, and this is going to be extra bases for Jake Myers. He cruises into second base with a 1-out double. Myers hit right on the nose. And sort of to your point, Lou, like, do we really need the official score to say that's a double for Myers?
No, he likes to hear himself speak in this building.
But, I mean, he hit the ball into the outfield, and he ended up at second base.
I thought I had it marked down as a single, and I'm still trying to figure out how he got to second. Thank God that this voice was taking over my life here in Houston. Let me know that was a double. I wasn't sure.
Here's Alex Bregman, right-handed hitter. Pitch to him is inside. Is he now going to say that is a ball?
Yeah. In. Just give him a mic.
A ball to Bregman. The final official count is 1-0. 7-1 Astros with Myers at second base. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. Curveball in the inside corner. And it's 1-1. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan postgame show. Saving the action-packed Nissan lineup today at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. 1-1 the pitch. Misses inside. Sinking fastball, and it's 2-1. Red Sox have made 3 errors. They've left 10 men on base. Justin Verlander was great, but the Red Sox did have chances against him as Bregman lines one foul down the right field side, and it's 2-2. And it's important to remember the context coming into this series where the Red Sox flying high, sweeping the Yankees. The Mariners had just swept the Astros. They held a team meeting after Sunday's game, and oh, how the tables have turned. 2-2 to Bregman. Bernardino is ready. He throws, and a fastball misses in. 3-2.
Well, it's just kind of been that type of season for this team. We've done a lot of games, different cities. You know, you leave New York, you talk to a lot of the media, the people covering this team, and say, man, you guys are a dangerous team. You guys are playing well. You're swinging the bats. You got some arms. Everyone's healthy. And they like the team. And you come here to Houston, and after a couple of games, it's like, wow, you guys just, you don't have it. You know, defensively, you're not a good baseball team. And everybody has different opinions based on series to series, and that's the way this team plays. One series, they show up. The next one, you wonder what happened.
3-2 is another foul ball. And it's really, to me, centered almost entirely around the defense.
Yeah, a lot of it is. Listen, the bats can go quiet, but that's 162 games, right? At the end of the year, you look at your offense and say, where are we? Well, we're top 5 offense in the American League. And there's a good offense. And there's times when you don't score runs. But it's when you play and look like this, you know, not being able to catch the ball or execute defensively on the base pass.
3-2. The pitch to Bregman is a chopper foul outside of third.
Yeah, that's where reality sets in when you start talking about the team. I mean, good players, just defensively, base running at times.
Three and two. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball inside the third base bag. Nice backhand by Devers. He plants, he throws, and it's picked out by Casas. Nicely done on both ends. Well fielded by Rafi. And Casas has had a whale of a series picking the ball over at first base. And they're 2 down.
Yeah, he has. This is a nice play by Devers. You know, Bregman out in front of this thing kind of hooks a little soft. 1 or 2 hopper down the line. Devers does a nice job picking this thing in backhand, setting his feet. Probably about 3 or 4 feet in foul territory. Throws it across that diamond. Nice little short pick for Casas. Nice all-around play.
Here's Kyle Tucker, who got the party started for the Astros with a 2-run homer in the first. Pitch is pop foul the other way on the third base side. Out of play in its own one. Rafi watching the replay. That he caught that thing like inside the heel of the glove, up by his wrist.
Right in that palm.
Yeah, that's a more simple way to say it.
As long as it sticks in, that's all we care about. Just stay in that glove. Let me get my hand on it.
Yeah, what's that part of your hand that's underneath your fingers and kind of between the wrist and
just above the wrist area? Not so much here or here, right around here.
Yeah, he palmed it. By the way, we do have one thing that makes us very happy about tonight. $26,000 bid on the Roger Clemens batting practice experience from Mark Walsh in Gulfstream, Florida. How cool is that?
Good number.
A 1. That is a strike on the inside corner. 0-2. Now Mark's phone is going to blow up from all the friends who'll want to join him at Fenway.
Yeah, he's got 9. Get ready, Mark. About to have some really tight friends coming at you.
And $26,000 to the Jimmy Fund. That is just fabulous. 0-2 to Kyle Tucker. Here's the pitch. Little soft ground ball up the middle. Story races in front. Nice pick. Throw to first in time. And the inning is over. You would have liked Bernardino to get Tucker in a much more important spot later in the series. Maybe he still will. 7-1 Astros. 3 outs from a victory for Houston. Top 9 next in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You know, you did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How is that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile. America's work. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
El programa piloto de tarifa gratuita para la airline de Ripta finaliza el 30 de octubre. A partir del 1 de octubre, los pasajeros deben pagar la tarifa completa en todos los autobuses de la airline de la Autoridad de Transporte Público de Rhode Island. Pague su tarifa Ripta con una tarjeta inteligente Wave, la aplicación móvil Wave o con $2 en efectivo. El 1 de octubre tenga lista su tarifa de autobús cuando aborde la airline. Para obtener más información visite ripta.com. Gracias por abordar Ripta.
When you stay at a Vrbo, the host doesn't stay with you. Because a vacation home with a stranger sounds a little bit like a horror movie. Only whole vacation homes, always private. Book on the Vrbo app.
Gresh and Fourier, weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Rafael Montero trying to get the last 3 outs for the Astros in the top of the 9th inning. They lead 7-1. Red Sox will have Connor Wong, Wheelhier Abreu making his big league debut. And then Devers in the Herb Chambers batting order, which is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Boston, Mercedes-Benz of Natick, and Flagship Motorcars of Linfield. Another abysmal defensive performance from the Red Sox tonight. Connor Wong is doubled, struck out, and grounded to short. He'll see Montero, hard-throwing right-hander, appearing for the 53rd time. He's had a real shaky time on the mound this season. He nods yes to Maldonado, and the pitch to Wong is fouled straight back in a fastball. Apparently Mark Walsh from Gulfstream, Florida, who wins the Clemens BP session at Fenway for $26,000, bid that much in honor of his Uncle Bobby Gibbons, who's a lifelong Sox fan. A 1 fouled back on, and undoubtedly, Lou, like so many kids in that generation in New England, Bobby Gibbons probably idolized a man who turns 84 years old tonight. Carl Yastrzemski, who just inspired an absolute generation of Sox fans. 0-2 to Connor Wong. Here's the pitch. And a fastball misses high, 1-2.
Wow, that's great. 26. We mentioned he's got 9 friends now. Give him a call. Like, who's coming up with me? Let's go. I got to get on Fenway. I got to face Roger. Where you go? What, 20 people he's got to cut that down to?
1-2 misses outside. You wouldn't think. Aren't all those guys going to like be at the batting cages at max velocity for weeks and weeks before that?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to get your swing down. You don't want to embarrass yourself. You do have to go into the cages and get ready a little bit. Imagine you take one cut and pull an oblique.
Yeah, hit the gym. The 2-2 is pop foul on the first base side. I think the mental part of it would be just as difficult, right? I mean, you're looking out at the Green Monster. You're in hallowed ground at Fenway Park, and you look out and there's Clemens.
Yeah, Rod should go with the eye black. You know what I mean? Get out there in that mound with the eye black, intimidate you.
2-2. Wong fouls it off on the first base side. He is so fun to be around, Clemens is, and you just start looking back at the numbers and listen. We all understand all the things that surround his career and all the speculation. Here's the 2-2. Wong swings and misses at strike 3. Good fastball up and in. 1 down. Here's Wheelhier Abreu. But, I mean, on production alone, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, why have one?
Well, you say that about a few guys, actually, too, and we don't know why. But, you know, his last year's Boston was at 97, I believe. So the year after I came up, it was into Toronto, then New York. And
here is Wheelhier Abreu, who got his first big league hit last time, an absolute rocket double into right center field.
Some of those appearances, the Yankees going up against Pedro. You just knew you were in for it.
Here's a ground ball into right field. Another hit for Abreu. So that is the bright spot here tonight. He is now 2 for 3. thrust into action when Verdugo was ejected. And with one down, here comes Devers.
Hey, he could swing it. Tomorrow we're probably going to end up seeing him in center field. Barring anything happening health-wise with anybody, but seemed as though whether Duvall gets a day or who knows what happens, Yoshida, but he could be in center field for the Sox tomorrow. 2 for 3 here today. Looks good.
Here's Devers. Maybe he could build off this AB. He swings and misses. His swing is huge all of a sudden, and it's 0-1.
Something about this building him in fastballs, right? Remember that was that last year where they threw him like 50 consecutive fastballs and starting to get by him, and he comes in here, and today I feel like they've been challenging him a lot with fastballs as well.
Yeah, they just said if you can't hit it, you're going to see more of them. Here's an 0-1 fastball that's popped up over the third base dugout. It'll get into the seats, and it's 0-2.
And, the hardest thing, too, is for him, and Doogie was the same way. He's a lot better lately, but, when that body starts floating, you sort of lose your hands, and that swing gets a little bit long. And you got to, but yet when you know they're throwing nothing but fastballs, you almost want to go get it because you just want to throw the head at it. But you almost have to fight yourself. You have to stay back because that's when your hands are the quickest, and that's when you're going to hit 96, 97.
0-2 with Abreu at first. Montero throws, and Rafi pops it straight back. Tomorrow becomes an absolutely critical game, Lou. And you got Chris Sale on the mound. He's up for that challenge, at least mentally. He's got some bad memories recently in this ballpark. But that's a game you feel like the Red Sox almost have to have. 0-2. That is a little outside. If they fall tomorrow, then the best they can do is leave Houston 5 out of the wild card.
Yeah, you got to get that one tomorrow. Hand the ball to Bayo on Thursday. But it's going to be you're going to need a lot more than just Chris Sale. Offensively, you got to get some big hits, and defensively, you got to clean it up a little.
1-2. Rafi drives one high and deep into left center field. This thing is pounded. It is way back, and it's off the top of the wall. Abreu rounds second. He heads for third. That just missed a home run. Devers is into second base. And my, oh my, was that impressive from Devers. You hope there's carryover. That thing almost went out into the deepest part of the ballpark.
Yeah, I just like driving the ball to left center. I think so far in this series, defensively it's kind of gotten his head a little bit. He struggled out there at times throughout the last 2 games. And I feel like offensively he's come in and just been so pull happy. That's why he's hit 3 home runs foul. Get back to left center. Get the hands working. Both sides it's a reaction. It'll come.
7-1, second and third. Here's Turner. The pitch to him is outside. One possible outcome of this inning, if Turner can deliver and the Red Sox continue to rally here, maybe you could get another Houston pitcher up. They had to use their big arms yesterday. Sometimes it's the little victories in these series. The 1-0. Turner swings and misses. And a fastball at 97 miles an hour, and it's 1-1.
Well, these at-bats matter. I remember saying that out in Washington down 9-1 that, the offense really struggling out there. And they put up 6, and they sort of carried that over into New York. So these at-bats individually working on some things to feel better about yourself.
Turner grounds one up the middle into center field, a base hit. Abreu scores his first big league run. Rafi gets the green light. He will score. Justin Turner's incredible. 2 more runs batted in for him. 81 on the season, and it's 7-3.
Just another knock up the middle, scoring 2. Again, individually, Turner's on fire. But I would say that at bat, not only for Abreu getting that second hit in the night, but that at bat for Devers, I think was crucial. First couple games haven't his way, defensively, just something positive. Listen, the game is what it is. Probably not going to win this ball game, but you bring back something positive to come into the field tomorrow and feel a little bit better about yourself, and it can be one at bat.
Here's Yoshida. He takes off the inside for ball 1. That will get the Astro bullpen going. That in and of itself is a good thing. So now a 4-run deficit, 1 out in the top of the 9th. Turner leading at first. Here's the pitch, and it's low. I've said it 100 times this year. Every day that I watch Justin Turner, I come away more and more impressed with the player that he is. As we're going to have a visit from the Astro pitching coach, Josh Miller. And Lou, he's got this bizarre contract where he's got a player opt-out, I think for $6 million of $13 million. And I find it impossible to believe that it shouldn't be a priority to find any way you can to get him locked up to stay around, because he has been transformative for this team.
Yeah, you look at that contract, it almost invites you to opt out, take your $6 million. Pretty sure we can get 7 out in the free agent market, right? And at least break even, we'll get more than that, but I'm with you. I've watched him here now, not just in camp and what he does in that clubhouse throughout the season and what he does offensively in the field. And you kind of have those vibes and feelings like, I'd like to see him retire here, right? I want to see him for another couple years.
2-0 to Yoshida. 1 down in the 9th. The pitch is a soft ground ball foul outside of first to get the tying run up. The Red Sox obviously need to get 2 more on. If they did it with Yoshida and Duvall, then Casas would come up representing the tying run here in this top of the 9th inning. 7-3 Houston. Montero out of the stretch throws, and Yoshida fouls it off. And it's 2-2.
It's another guy that to get going, too. Kind of felt like, he's getting his knocks here and there to kind of keep the average where it is. Obviously, he had that big 3-run bomb, game 1 out in New York, but really like to see him getting going, driving the ball in the air in the gaps.
2-2 the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second that could end the game. To second for 1, relay to first, 2, double play, and the Red Sox have lost 2 straight in Houston. Another abysmal defensive effort. Red Sox rally late but come up short, and Chris Sale needs to be the stopper tomorrow in Houston. 7-3 the final. Totals in the Nissan postgame show next on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Yes! You did promise you'd drive once you stopped getting coverage to follow baseball.
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, I have T-Mobile, so I've had 5G coverage since we got on the highway.
Even way out here?
How is that a strike?
Okay, you're driving the whole way home, dude.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Home or away and nearly everywhere in between. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Learn more at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you drive the most dependable mass market brand, you can stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see yourself behind the wheel of the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Kia received the fewest reported problems among mass market brands in the J.D. Power 2021 to 2023 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Studies. 2023 study based on 2020 models. See jdpower.com/awards for 2023 details.
Verbo Vacation Homes come with 24/7 live support. So if you ever need anything, you can reach a real person in about a minute. Because if it's 4 a.m. and you need assistance, the last thing you want to do is wait to talk to a robot.
Hey, how can I help?
After all, live support is an amenity every vacation home should have. Verbo, private vacation rentals for you and your people.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now I have a daily podcast to prove it with some of the most notable people in the baseball world, screaming baseball isn't boring from the mountaintops, or at least agreeing to come on our show. Players, managers, GMs, and yes, even the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred. It has been a constant wave of baseball's most powerful voices. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. You'll be glad you did.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Another rough night in Houston for the Boston Red Sox. They fall 7-3. 7 runs, 8 hits, an error, and 8 left for Houston. 3 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors, and 10 left on base for the Red Sox. And they've dropped the first 2 in this series to fall 5 games back in the wild card. The Blue Jays and the Mariners both won tonight. So the Sox are in a big-time hole here. Seattle's rolling right along. They won their 7th straight game last night. It'll be 8 straight when they complete their win in Chicago tonight. Toronto beat the Orioles 6-3. They're now 70-56. With this loss, the Red Sox fall to 66 and 60. Verlander gets the win. He was awesome. Houck was really good, save for one mistake to Kyle Tucker, and he gets the loss in front of 33,042. Cooper Boardman will have the Nissan postgame show in just a moment. The attendant go dog park or amusement park. Citgo, top-tier tri-clean gasoline gets you where you're going. Whether you're traveling near or far, when you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 33,042 the attendance here tonight. Will Fleming and Lou Merloni back at Minute Maid Park. And Lou, it's a broken record. We're tired of talking about it. It's frankly exhausting to watch. But this is not a major league defense, and they kill themselves so often. And it hurts even more in these critical games that you have to have in Houston. The defense was an enormous problem again tonight.
Yeah, and it has been for a while. Cora going back, talking before the game, and he mentioned 2018, the year they won the World Series, and he's like, we didn't have much range, in our infield, but what we did do was when the ball was hit to us, we caught it. We made the plays that we should make. And this team now, Trevor Story ranges out right and left, but everybody else doesn't have great range. But now they're not making the plays right at him. And today it was Joe Vera too. The comebacker where it's just simple, just spin and throw, and he didn't get his body or feet set. Really should have been a 3-1 ball game at that point. So it continues. But I still look at the offense. You stranded. We're talking about 21 runners the last two nights, and you're 4 for 28 with guys in scoring position. Bad defense, I get it, but offensively, the lack of a big hit's really hurting this team.
There was a time, about the third inning of this game, Lou, that Rafi Devers was as despondent, upset, frankly sad as I've ever seen him in a Red Sox uniform. He was feeling it. He made an error in the first inning again. He was in the dugout, huffing and puffing. His head was slumped. He was just beating himself up. I think the hope would be that some of the plays he made in the second half of this game and then the swing in the ninth inning, maybe Rafi can move past this stuff starting tomorrow, because that was as dark a place as he's been in his entire Red Sox career early in this game today.
Yeah, I would agree. For a game and a half, even last night, I know he got a late knock, but there was a lot of opportunities with guys on base. He didn't deliver offensively. Defensively had a tough night, and it kind of started the same way here. Kind of bounced back nicely. Made some nice plays. Made a couple routine ones. And made a couple really nice plays, down the line and to his left, and then came up with that big double late. So you sort of hope that can sort of change the mindset coming in. It's amazing how big of a swing this game is, right? And he was on top of the world just a couple days ago in New York after that weekend. He was fantastic.
That part is crazy, right? This doesn't happen in other sports. Like in the NBA, if you go 1 for 15 from the floor, you don't feel it in this same way. Rafi, particularly defensively, he feels like the whole world is watching, and it's clearly in his head.
Yeah, it is. We said it many times throughout this. You can go out there defensively and lack confidence, just like you can. But we only talk about offensive slumps. A guy that's 2 for 30 and he just doesn't feel, he doesn't look right, and can't sleep at night. Trevor Story offensively was struggling a little bit, swung the bat better here tonight. But those are tough nights to go home and try to get a comfortable night's sleep. And then this game here, it happens defensively. We just don't talk about it enough. But he's kind of in it. And he just needs to come out tomorrow and hopefully make the first couple that are right at him.
How about the fact the roof is opening right now to get the smoke from the fireworks out? First time we've seen the sky above Minute Maid Park in our couple of days here. We're going to get to tomorrow's game in just a moment and then send you to Cooper Boardman for the Nissan postgame show. I believe we owe a station break. Is that right, Bridget? All right. We will take 10 seconds and then a couple more thoughts from Minute Maid. Station ID on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, Will and Lou, for a couple more moments here at Minute Maid Park in Houston. It's time to talk Tanner Houck, who, he makes the mistake. He falls behind Tucker 3-1. We knew that was a key for him all day, getting ahead. He didn't for Tucker. The defense failed him in the first inning. He threw 31 pitches. Then I thought he really settled in. And overall, I mean, that was a positive return. For a guy who took a line drive off the face, Lou, the last time he was on a Major League mound, I thought that was really good.
Yeah, and, I thought he threw the ball real well, for missing a couple of months. The problem is he was good. But this time of year, you want guys to be dominant, and that's a big ask for a guy that's come in and hasn't thrown the ball in 2 months. You can say the same thing about a guy like Chris Sale, who was great his first outing last time out, maybe lacked a little bit of power behind his stuff. Same thing with Whitlock, who was great game one, came out in game two, really didn't have much. So these guys, they're just sort of in the middle of this late August after missing a lot of time and being put in a situation where we don't have time for you to sort of get back to right again. So, but if you take that part of it out, I thought Tanner Houck was impressive tonight, given that, not pitching for 2 months. I thought he threw strikes. I thought he threw well. Good life in his fastball, slider. Made one mistake to Tucker. I thought he looked good. Now, now you got something to build on here next outing.
I did too. Speaking of dominant, I mean, look, everyone is invested in the Red Sox making a push for this thing, and so it's hard after a Red Sox loss in which they kicked the ball all over the place and looked really bad again to celebrate somebody on the other side. But, Lou, you love baseball as much as I do. Watching Justin Verlander at his age doing what he did tonight, that was, I mean, if you love baseball and you don't like watching that, I don't know what to tell you. That was just masterful, the way that he had everything working. He kept hitters totally off balance. He was able to rear back, throw harder than he has in a few starts. I thought that was a chance to watch one of the great pitchers of our generation.
Yeah, no, it was impressive. And maybe you could sit there and say, is it vintage Verlander? Well, maybe if you went 8. You know what I mean? But still, it was for 6 innings. He got a little bit of trouble there in that last inning in the 6th. You could see him sort of tiring a little bit. But he executed a pitch. He got Arias to pop up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. That was his final out. But 6 scoreless. He struck out 9. I mean, he really was dominant, I would say, for the first 5 before he kind of tired a little bit late. Again, as you said, not running the watch from the Red Sox standpoint, but he's a Hall of Famer. And he went out there tonight and at 40 years old still doing it.
He looked it. We raised $26,000 for the Jimmy Fund, thanks to all the folks who made that possible, as we had an incredible effort from Mark Walsh. $26,000 to take batting practice with 9 friends off of Roger Clemens at Fenway Park. Lastly, Lou, this team in the Red Sox clubhouse right now has got to turn the page. And I do kind of wonder, oftentimes meetings are not needed. And I'm not saying they need to have some like full-on team meeting or anything like that. But I would think maybe this is a spot where Justin Turner or someone like that stands up and says, hey, fellas, we got to buckle up. I mean, tomorrow becomes an absolutely imperative game for the Red Sox to have. They got Sale on the mound, but don't you think it's just key that they turn the page right away?
Yeah, it is. And you can almost, and it might sound a little weird here, but downplay what's going on the last couple of nights because you have to play the remaining of the games. And now all of a sudden you can either come out and be so worried about what you've done the last 2 nights and actually press more and look the exact same because of that, or you could just sort of relax, put it in the rearview mirror, realize that you got to play better. They all know they got to play better if they're going to go out and beat this ball club tomorrow. And then you can sort of look and say, listen, we're 5 out. Everybody thinks we're out of it anyway. Let's just go out there and play free. Stop worrying about making mistakes. And sometimes that freedom alone allows you to go out there to your ability.
Let it rip. What do you expect from Sale tomorrow?
Well, I tell you, last time his stuff was down. So I think this time here, I think there's a little bit of a bounce back. I thought there was a lot of adrenaline in that first outing. The stuff was down. Hopefully there's some things mechanically maybe that weren't right for him. He looked a little bit off, didn't have much power. I expect him to go out tomorrow and keep you in this thing. 85, 90 pitches in that range, try to get you to 6. Bullpen can still be lined up for it. And you go get a guy in Urquidy who's been in and out of that rotation and banged up all year. He's a good guy to go get.
See if the Red Sox can maybe hang a crooked number early in the game. Bridget Prue was excellent, as always, in the flagship WEEI. Jeanette Menchu. I hope I didn't butcher her last name.
That sounded good.
Menchow.
There it is.
Been a long